I lost something once. Something I couldn't live without. I lost my regular show villain ranking video due to copyright, but looking back at it, honestly, that's a blessing. My biggest video ever was something that I wasn't really proud of. It had horrible AI captions, it didn't have good mic quality, it didn't have my beautiful face in it, it was just missing so much, and on top of all of that, I just winged it. Just one day I was like, hey, maybe I should make a regular show video, and it blew up, and it basically created what my channel eventually became, which is me talking about all the shows that you love. So I figured, hey, why not remake my most popular video that got deleted and make it better with higher quality everything, actual thought being put into the actual rankings, and just ranking every single regular show villain from worst to best based solely on how entertaining they are. I'm not going to be doing it by, oh, how evil is this person, how evil is this person. If I enjoyed the villain in the show, then they're going to rank higher than another villain. It's just how much I enjoy them. So yeah, sit back, drink some water, and yeah, let's rank every single regular show villain from worst to best. And at 20,000 subscribers, I am going to be cosplaying as Benton and drinking the Mississippi Queen. You don't want to miss it. Let's start this thing.
Huh? You're just trying to do the right thing. I understand completely.
And coming in at number 107 is going to be Margaret. Not the real-life dumbass bird, the fake dumbass bird, because Margaret, you just can't escape a bottom of a tier list even if it's just villains. And in this episode, Mordecai is driving to get Margaret her sweater back, and then he pushes Rigby out of the car.
Well, if you were a real friend, you'd understand.
I am your friend. You'd realize that if you weren't such a sad sack chump.
That's it.
And then this thing shows up.
Of course you are, Mordecai.
Huh?
You're just trying to do the right thing. I understand completely.
I knew you would.
It's just a fake version of Margaret that is just slightly more sinister and is just like, oh, Mordecai, you gotta give the sweater back to Margaret and then she'll be with you. And Mordecai's like, no, I don't want to anymore. And then he crashes his car because of the fake Margaret, and then the fake Margaret disappears forever.
What are you doing?
What needs to be done? She has to have her sweater back, Mordecai!
Get off of me!
It's honestly just so whatever. It's a bad villain from a bad episode, so it's gonna be at the bottom of the list.
Return the sweater! You can't fight it! Just think how happy she'll be! How happy you'll be!
No! Rigby was right! I shouldn't be doing this! I need to get over Margaret!
Hambony will save your life someday. It'll be all like, what? You trying to mug me?
And at number 106 is going to be the moon monster from the episode The Power.
What else did you send? Look, it skips! There he is! Oh, great. It had to be a monster. What is that?
And he's also just kind of whatever. I feel like I'm gonna put a lot of the just monsters lower on the list unless they're super cool, because they have no emotion, they have no drive, they're not cunning, there's no charisma, there's nothing to really like about them. And in this case, it's the same with the moon monster. Although it's the first villain that we technically get to see, he's just a monster on the moon, he's about to use skips, Rigby's all like, ham-boning! And yeah, he gets... defeated, they run away, that's pretty much it. You never see him again. He's just pretty, average. He has a little bit of props for being the first one, but that doesn't really, give him an edge over anything else.
But this gun model's going out with a bang, baby! Whoa!
And at number 105 is going to be the Grease Monster from the episode Gut Model, and this is another creature that just has no drive, no goals, no admirations, no dreams, nothing about it. It's just a monster that is devolved from Muscle Man's raging out, throwing a bunch of things in the fryer, fry up everything, baby! And it just creates the Grease Monster. And then he does nothing. Muscle Man jumps with his big old fat belly at it, burning his entire carcass.
My friends needed me.
And then firefighters just put it out with breadcrumbs. It's just a pretty average, I don't know, it's honestly just bad. There's nothing to really like about him.
Everyone
Everyone come quick! The most amazing game of quartz parchment shears is happening right now!
At number 104 is going to be the rock, paper, scissors demon or god from the episode First Day, and I don't really understand how this creature could even possibly work. Is he just sitting there lying in wait just for somebody to have 100 draws in rock, paper, scissors? Because that's what, you know, Mordecai and Rigby do, or should I say quartz parchment shears, according to our good friend Pops.
Everyone come quick! The most amazing game of quartz parchment shears is happening right now!
But yeah, it's just kinda whatever. I mean, he just appears, they get 100 draws, he appears, starts sucking up everything because he's trying to take the chair, and yeah, that's pretty much it. They give him the chair and he goes away, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is that like a drive? Is that a goal? I guess it kind of is.
What do we do?
You had to say Snowball's the ice monster.
At 103 is going to be Snowball, the ice monster from the episode Appreciation Day, and at least unlike the other monsters on this list, at least he had a little bit of intelligence to understand what's going on, at least a little bit, because in the episode, Rigby decides that he's going to write in the Park Book of Records that they're going to fight Snowballs, the ice monster.
I don't remember writing that in the book.
You had to say Snowball's the ice monster.
Yeah, they're just supposed to be writing how they're good employees, but Rigby's just like, and then Snowballs the ice monster appears, and we have to fight it. The only thing is that he didn't write an ending, so when that eventually comes true, Snowballs the ice monster is just a fire-breathing giant monster that is just laying waste to the park.
Mordecai, hurry, write something!
Then the monster breathed fire on itself and it melted.
So yeah, I mean, he's pretty cool for the most part. They have to like try and get the book from Snowballs, who grabs it because he understands if they grab it and write an ending, they're going to kill him. That's where he gets a little bit smart and makes him rank up a little bit higher than the other ones. So yeah, I mean, they eventually do get the book from him, put the pages in, and write that he just doesn't exist. He just goes away from existence.
And the monster went away and everything went back to normal.
And that's the end of Snowballs. He's just a pretty okay guy, I guess. I would still think he's pretty bad compared to a lot of villains, but at least he was smarter than the last ones.
I just lost the park to the guy in the fanny pack.
He's a warlock.
And at number 102, it's going to be the Warlock from the episode Fortune Cookie, and when Benson is, you know, down on his luck, getting beat up by a lot of people, he decides to play a little bit of poker, and he bets against this Warlock guy, except he didn't know it was a Warlock guy, and Benson bets the entire park, and it just so happens that this guy is a Warlock.
Actually, Skips, there is one more thing. I just lost the park to the guy in the fanny pack.
He's a warlock.
He starts laughing, and he just starts growing and sheds his, like, you know, outer shell, and just starts growing and sucking up the entire park. I will say, visually, it's really cool.
Look out the window!
Lucky me. A full house.
But I mean, the way he's defeated is literally just Rigby and Benson switching fortunes, which just gets him, you know, gone out of existence. So that ending was kind of whatever. They didn't actually have to defeat him. I don't know. He's definitely okay. He just leads to some visually cool stuff with sucking up the entire park into his fanny pack. Other than that, it's just kind of whatever.
Are we sure about this?
Yeah, this seems like some sort of shady astronaut underbelly of some sort.
And at 101 is going to be the Sandwich Monster from the episode VIP Members Only. And when Mordecai, Rigby, Muscleman, and High Five Ghost really want the pork picnic sandwich from Cheezers, the only way to get it is to become VIP members, and the way to do that is to be thrown into the Coliseum pit underground and fight this like orange tentacly monster that has apparently eaten a lot of people who also wanted to be VIPs.
Oh, monster, not monster. I get it now.
What kind of cult is Cheezers having? But either way, they're able to do it by launching an American flag of all things at the ceiling. It falls onto his head and kills him.
Choke on democracy!
and they get that sweet succulent pork belly sandwich. And this one is going to rank a little bit higher than its other monster friends, solely because we actually got a fight out of it. The majority of those ones wasn't really a fight. I enjoy it when they actually fight the monster.
I'm the victim here! You're the one who hit on my wife!
At number 100 is going to be the Papa Bull from the episode Playdate, and I don't even know if this guy is necessarily a villain. He's more of just, caught up in a bad situation, because in this episode, Thomas looks at this, pregnant praying mantis lady, and is staring at Mordecai and is like, "No! I will not ask that woman for her phone number! What's wrong with you, Mordecai?"
What? No! I will not ask this woman for her phone number.
Huh?
She's obviously married. I can't believe you're asking me to pick up women for you while your date is in the bathroom. You trying to pick up my wife?
And this causes the husband to come over and be like, "You talking to my wife?" And this leads to a big chase where they have to try to escape. They're using Thomas as bait. Thomas starts freaking out, which creates an entire, ravine in the ground. And the big old bull guy tries to jump across, except he falls and dies.
I'm the victim here! You're the one who hit on my wife! I was just playing with my kids!
I mean, they really were just talking to his wife, or at least he thinks that they were talking to his wife. He was just standing up for his woman who is pregnant. And then he had to die for it. I just feel bad for him, if anything.
Mordecai is good at art! Rigby's not an artist! You can't trust his opinion!
At 99 is going to be the portrait monsters from the episode Bad Portrait, and there's nothing really wrong with these guys per se. They come to life when Mordecai starts messing around with a bunch of paint stuff and accidentally knocks over a TV, which causes all this random stuff to happen, and causes a bunch of just paint monsters of Benson to appear, and they just start harassing and roasting Mordecai and trying to beat him up and stop him from ever finishing the portrait.
You've ruined everything! Destroy the painting!
And then he just starts doing some Street Fighter moves on him, which is actually visually a lot of fun. But overall, as a villain, they don't really do much. They just all die to paint, and that's why they're ranking low.
Reaper bots! Attack!
And at number 98 are going to be the Cool Brobots from the episode Cool Brobots, who actually turn out to be Reaper bots, and they're just harvesting all of their natural foliage in order to sell it on the black market.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry. We didn't know anyone was in here.
Please don't kill us.
I'm afraid we'll have to kill you. With kindness.
And this leads to a pretty epic shootout where they have to try to shoot and escape and get rid of those Reaper bots.
That's,
Who are we kidding? Reaper bots! Attack!
And I honestly think it's just okay. The only real gag that I liked of the Reaper bots was Mordecai and Rigby watching them to see if they're actually evil or not, and they keep doing really nice things, but it looks like they're going to do something evil. Everything else was just honestly so meh.
Freeze, freeze.
Now you die!
Coming in at number 97 is going to be Cool Cubed from the episode Cool Cubed, and I'm just not a big fan of this guy because he's just a recycled of the guy that goes, "Coffee, coffee, 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 coffee," except he says, "Freeze, freeze, freeze, freeze."
Freeze! 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 Freeze!
I am the coldest splutchy in the world. I have a reputation to uphold.
And I'm not about it. I would have much rather had a new original villain because regular show makes so many different really cool villains instead of just, let's make the coffee bean in the translator, but let's make him a Slurpee. Yay! I mean, it's fine. It's a good callback, but I would have much rather preferred something else. That's why I'm ranking him so low.
Freeze! Freeze!
Bail! Don't bail!
At number 96 are going to be the Warlocks from the episode The Journey to the Bottom of the Crash Pit, and these guys I also just kind of feel bad for. I mean, they live in the bottom of the crash pit, first of all, and their main source of food, of entertainment, whatever it might be, literally falls from the sky from cars, okay? And they just so happen to get a video camera that has Rigby going
Bail! Don't bail!
And it's just so funny that they finally have laughter. It's a new feeling, a new gift. And then these 4 random guys from nowhere come there and say they're going to take that away, and in response, they grab it, and you all get buried in dirt and all.
We're almost out! Hang on tight!
Die. Yeah, that sucks. I just feel bad for them. And they aren't really that cool of a villain either. That's why they rank it this low.
You know who else is up to protocol? My monitor!
And at number 95 are going to be the Cube Bros from the episode Cube Bros. And in this episode, Muscle Man is just sick and tired of only being viewed as strong. So this leads him to going and finding a brand new job where he works in a cubicle. He becomes a smart man. He becomes Mitch. He's all like, you know who else does stuff with computers? My monitor!
You know who else is up to protocol? My monitor!
Yeah, it's great, and you can enjoy it, and then he meets these guys that are the human versions of Mordecai, Rigby, and Fives, and it turns out that they're robots!
We want work.
What's the deal, guys? You sound like robots!
Whoa! And then they just explode the building, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty average, it's whatever.
This place is gonna blow! Don't feel bad, Pops. No one can drink that much milk.
And at number 93 is going to be from the episode Guys Night, and it's going to be the Milk Demons. Do they have any drive? Does it ever explain why they exist? No, but when Pops completes the milk challenge, he goes into the milk dimension, and as a cow, as a man who just loves dairy, I would love to go to the milk dimension where I just have these little milk people bringing me milk to feed my addiction.
Russell. Oh, thanks, man.
I'm Pops. Who are they?
I don't know. They're just here to keep the milk flowing.
But either way, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand them. I don't know why they get angry when the guy doesn't want the milk and they try to eat him.
I don't want any more milk. What's going on? We're here because we beat it, right? Answer me.
Something's wrong. We should go to the elevator.
No way. We're gonna stay and fight. Am I right, guys?
And anytime they bite people, they turn them into milk people. It's just so weird. They escape. The milk people are just weird. That's why they're ranking low.
Did you know there are only 20 possible first moves in chess? Pretty crazy, huh?
And at number 93 is going to be the Brain from the episode The Brain of Evil. And talk about a waste of using the voice actor Wallace Shawn on the Brain. They could have done so much more. And
Whoa! He's got a stick!
Where am I gonna swing this stick? I'm unpredictable, man.
But no, it's just a Brain that Mordecai and Rigby release who just makes brain puns and is just like, I'm smarter than you, buddy. And that's pretty much it. They eventually have to fight him in a game of chess, and he's just making chess moves the entire time.
Because your brain is so small that the only thing it could think of is the sound of a small breeze. Are you ready for me to blow your mind? Queen takes F7.
And don't get me wrong, I love chess, but regular show even made chess a little bit boring, and then they just put him in a salad bowl and throw him into space, and that's it.
Let me go! Wait! Stop! No! You haven't seen the last of me!
It's just so boring. It's so mid. I genuinely think it's one of the worst episodes in season 8, and it's mainly because the villain is just so boring the entire time. He's just, I'm smarter than you.
You know, Jackie, Margaret always gets the bad guy.
And at number 92 from the episode Local News Legend is going to be Jackie Carmichael, the newscaster from the future, a robot sent back in time to destroy news because it's the only blemish on the beautiful society within the future, and I just don't care for him. It's a bad villain from a bad episode. The entire time she's just like, hey, Margaret, you're not gonna get that news segment, I'm gonna get it.
Jackie Carmichael? Think I'm gonna let you waltz right in and take that weekly segment out from under me? I won an award once.
And then is just trying to give Margaret bad tips the entire time, and then it's revealed that she's a robot.
Margaret
Margaret survives this, she is getting her own segment.
And then Margaret's all like, Margaret, the bad guy, and crashes the car, and then Jackie Carmichael dies.
Margaret.
You know, Jackie, Margaret always Margets the bad guy.
I'm still not loving that name, huh?
And that's pretty much it. It's just so average, and it's just so dull and so boring. So Jackie Carmichael, you're number 92.
Oh, we just wanted a burger!
And 91 is going to be Glass Mordecai and Glass Rigby from the episode The Best Burger in the World, and they're basically just Mordecai and Rigby if they like wanted burgers really, really bad, which the real version of Mordecai and Rigby want the burgers really, really bad, and then they have to fight the glass versions of themselves, which they create because anyone who doesn't eat one is a chump, and they try to use them to just, you know, keep Benson busy. And they eventually show up before Benson even gets there. It doesn't even make any sense. And they try to steal the burgers, and Mordecai and Rigby have to throw rocks at them to destroy them.
No, we just wanted a burger!
And honestly, the scene where they're throwing rocks is a lot of fun. But other than that, it's just, okay, they're Glass Mordecai and Rigby. They want burgers. Meh.
Give us back our girlfriend!
And at number 90 are going to be Bloodshed and Manslaughter from the episode Cruisin'. And in this episode, Mordecai and Rigby are really trying to get girls, like at all costs, because they have this bet going with Margaret and Eileen, and they need to get a phone number. They even try to use their confidence face, like...
Dude, this isn't gonna work. No human ever makes this face.
Hey, what's up?
Hey!
Yeah, they try that. It doesn't really do anything, so eventually Trash and Scabatha get in their car and are trying to use Mordecai and Rigby to look sexy and make them jealous.
Hey, we're having fun with our new boyfriends now.
What?
Hey, Bloodshed, I think these guys are looking for trouble.
I think so too, Manslaughter.
For Bloodshed and Manslaughter, their boyfriends, and this just leads to a pretty average chase scene for regular show where Bloodshed and Manslaughter are just chasing them in flying cars, and they eventually just get the babes back, and then they just leave, and that's pretty much it.
The engine!
The babes!
They're just pretty average. They're just two big, angry guys who want their girls back. Nothing too special about them.
Happy birthday to you.
No! No!
And number 89 is going to be Happy Birthday himself from the episode Happy Birthday Song Contest. And if Happy Birthday was, you know, a evil song and like just had a like human form, this was basically going to be it.
Oh, you want to know what's not cool? Writing a new birthday song is what's not cool. America loves Happy Birthday. You love Happy Birthday, Mordecai and Rigby.
It's just a man with a giant cake for the head that tries to get everybody to just love the song Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
No! No!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear everyone.
And Mordecai and Rigby are all like, today's gonna be A-okay, 'cause we're celebrating your birthday. And that makes everybody love their song, so Happy Birthday just has to leave all sad and defeated because nobody likes his song. He's just a very, very, very average villain. He's just like, happy birthday to you. And that's pretty much all he does. Yeah.
Is it still following us?
And 88 is going to be the shirt version of Muscle Man that is created in the deep labs in the episode Favorite Shirt. Mordecai, Rigby, and High Five Ghost accidentally destroy Muscle Man's favorite shirt while he's taking a siesta, and so they have to try to figure out a way to get a new one, and they accidentally use some Muscle Man DNA, which creates a literal living shirt version of Muscle Man. And the one thing that this thing does do well is it's basically just Muscle Man.
Need that shirt. So, if you could just pop it off. Oh, okay, maybe later. Good idea.
What's it doing?
Cupcake!
If you were to only be the Crash Out version of Muscle Man, because that's all he's doing, he's just screaming like, "Arr!" Like just the entire time, just chasing them. And
Is it still following us?
And then they eventually are able to defeat him by tying like a thread of his yarn to an arrow, firing it, and then he dies, and for some reason he says thank you. I didn't understand that part, but either way, I mean, he's fine.
Time to unwind.
It's just if Muscle Man just crashed out the entire time and was kind of a villain.
So you're setting up the booths, the ice cream.
And at number 87 is going to be the Skip Stress Monster, or just the amalgamation of Stress Monster from the episode Skip Stress. And in this episode, Skips gets really, really stressed, and I mean really, really stressed. He's like gonna die from it.
So you're setting up the booths, the ice cream.
And so they go to this like mountain in Asia where if you ring the bell, it'll take the stress out of you, and all you have to do is fight your stress in like a death match. And Rigby doesn't cover his ears, which makes everybody's stress all go into this one monster, and they all have to fight it.
Ears! Rigby, break down your ears!
And the monster is just a monster. That's all he is. But I will say we get a lot of visually cool moments with so much fighting going on with this monster where everybody has to take out their own head.
Time to de-stress.
And Skips is able to defeat it by stabbing a spear through its neck. It's just a really cool fight, but as a villain, it doesn't really have a lot going for it.
But you must make a friend of cuteness. Cuteness and horror are your friends.
And at number 86 is going to be Masterson from the episode Cat Videos. And this guy is just so goddamn weird, it doesn't even make any sense.
Do we have a diva on our hands here?
I think we have a diva.
Bat the mouse! Bat the mouse! Yes.
What are his motives? What is he into? Is he doing it because he thinks cats are like sexy because he is a cat? I don't really know, but this guy kidnaps Benson and makes him into little Benny.
Cuteness. Cuteness has a face.
Benson? But you must make a friend of cuteness. Cuteness and horror are your friends.
He forces a human gumball, whatever you want to call him, into acting like a cat, and he just like messes with Benson's mind and makes him think he actually is a cat. Mordecai and Rigby have to go and save Benson, and they eventually like find Masterson, and it's revealed that he is also a cat, so he's like a cat making humans act like cats for his own enjoyment.
Music swells higher. Upshot. Protagonist in. Special lighting illuminates their perplexed faces. Twist. Ending. Cut to black.
It just has a lot of weird, like, fetishes feeling to it. Either way, he's just a really lame villain. The only thing that I liked about the entire episode was where he's like, I'm the Tabby Tarantino! I'm the Kitty Fellini, baby! He's just saying a bunch of director names. Everything else was just really, really weird. That's why I don't like him.
I'm the, Great! I am the Kitty Cuban!
Well, it was an accident.
Yeah, we didn't know it was going to be that easy.
Easy? Did you say easy?
And at number 85 are going to be Hans and Lars from the episode The Space Race, and these guys are kind of just, you know, like, angrier versions of Garrett Bobby Ferguson, but also don't have any charisma or love behind it.
What? Since nobody's beat our score? That's impossible. Well, it was an accident.
Yeah, we didn't know it was going to be that easy.
Easy? Did you say easy?
They're just kind of whatever, they're just there. Mordecai and Rigby beat the high score on this, like, space arcade machine, and it turns out to actually be a simulation for a real-life race, and it turns out that they beat Hans and Lars' score, which means they replace Hans and Lars, and so Hans and Lars go and race for the space bush, and they just start kind of like the rival in the race.
What'd you do?
That's really their only function. The race itself, visually amazing, a lot of fun, one of the best episodes Season 8 has to offer, but Hans and Lars as villains, they don't really do a whole lot for me. That's why they're ranking a little bit low. They kind of just exist and are kind of just, you know, like an obstacle for Mordecai and Rigby to get around.
Sorry about that. I am Ice Drum.
And at 84 is going to be Yigbeer and Ice Drum, and it's from the episode Dizzy, where Pops is too embarrassed to give a speech, so he starts spinning and spinning and spinning like, "Oh, jolly good show, I'm not nervous, I'm not nervous, I'm not nervous." I'm not nervous! I'm not nervous! I'm not nervous! And then he just keeps spinning way too much, and he eventually falls into the Dizzy world where he meets Yigbeer and Ice Drum, which are really just Mordecai and Rigby, but they look really fancy and well detailed, and
Sorry about that. I am Ice Drum.
And I, Yigbeer.
Would you like some ice cream?
I think that they're really funny. That's honestly the only reason I'm ranking them up high. Other than that, they're just like, "Oh, well, oh my, there are no speeches allowed here. Oh no, there would be no speeches." And then Pops is all like, "Oh, I'm giving a speech." And then they try to kill Pops and they escape from Yigbeer and Ice Drum, and that's pretty much it.
You do have to leave, for you have broken the law.
No speeches!
I really just like how they look. They look really fancy.
It is an honor, Carter and Briggs, and as for you two posers, you're going down!
And number 83 from the episode Carter and Briggs are going to be the Carter and Briggs Super Ultra Mega Fanboys! In this episode, Mordecai and Rigby enter a donut spinning competition. It's a really good episode where they have to learn how to spin donuts with Muscle Man's training, and they enter this tournament where whoever can hold the donut the longest wins. And they eventually get to the finale where they have to go up against these guys that are literally just wearing Carter and Briggs masks. They're just like the biggest fanboys ever.
It is an honor, Carter and Briggs, and as for you two posers, you're going down!
Posers? We don't need Halloween costumes to be fans.
As Escobedo said in the TV movie, Carter and Briggs Bust Russia, we will destroy them, your holiness.
And Mordecai and Rigby have to just go against them, and they're just spinning such amazing donuts that they create a literal vortex, and these guys fucking die! And Mordecai and Rigby are able to get out of there. Overall, they're just a fine villain. They're definitely just to amplify the episode and get your interest going. There's nothing really too crazy about them. They're just some major fanboys. That's why they're still ranking pretty low.
That guy's dead.
And number 82 is going to be the Jinx monster from the episode Jinx, and Rigby is just sick and tired of Mordecai just chasing him down, hunting him down, and punching him, so he writes his own name in a mirror 3 times backwards, which just summons the Jinx version of Rigby, which is Yigbeer.
Rigby!
Yes, there's another character in the show named Yigbeer. It's just the opposite of Rigby, and it's just a buff, jacked version of Rigby that if it claws you, it will turn you into like a werewolf monster. Honestly, a really cool concept.
Rigby, open up! Rigby!
That guy's dead.
That guy's not dead.
The design is really cool. I just kind of wish instead of just like a brain dead monster, they would have kind of made him act like, you know, season 1, season 2 Rigby, like kind of fucking stupid, but as this big monster that wants to eat you. I wish they gave him a little bit of voice lines so that it was like Rigby, but like evil Rigby. I just think they could have done a lot more with it. That's why I'm ranking it low. Overall, the concept, the design is really cool.
The Boston Tea Party, the two-party system, the other stuff that America has with parties.
And at number 81 is going to be Principal Party Horse from the episodes Party Horse and Return of Party Horse. And he's just, you know, like run-of-the-mill evil principal, wants to get the guy who's a party animal and doesn't do good at school. That's pretty much the only reason he exists.
Can he do that?
Yeah.
Now, if you don't come out on the count of 3, your party's gonna end with a bang!
The only time that I even remotely think he's a interesting character is when, you know, Party Horse is giving his big old speech about how he shouldn't blow up the Earth because it's not Earth's fault that he just sucks at US history, and then he just turns it into like he wrote Jerk Horse on the paper and then he's angry and he chases him.
All right, I'll just take a look here and... What?
Jerk Horse.
Psych! No one's ever gonna stop this Party Horse!
Everything else Principal Party Horse does, I can't even really remember, so yeah, that's why I'm ranking it pretty low.
Mordecai, don't do this!
I have to. I gotta take the good with the bad. A bet is a bet.
And at number 80 is going to be the Blondes, and it's just a cult of a bunch of different blonde people who try to kidnap and kill people who aren't blonde so that they can initiate another person who's gone blonde.
Oh, so these blondes are all just wearing wigs to teach me a lesson too?
No. They're actually an evil secret club. We should probably run for our lives now.
Yeah, it's a really weird cult. That's why I'm ranking it high. They don't really do a whole lot. They get Mordecai to join them, and then they almost kill Rigby, and then Mordecai and Rigby, you like take off the ring and literally kill all of them.
Oh man, that's not good.
And that's pretty much it. I just think it's a cool, evil cult that's addicted to being blonde.
I hope you're proud of yourself because you're a failure!
Am I?
And at number 79, it's going to be Tanner from the episode Ugly Moons. And in this episode, he's just pranking the space tree just nonstop, just showing his glutamus maximus to them.
It's a space tree! Activate space binoculars! What in the? Decrease magnification!
Got you again, Rawls!
He's just such a bad dude. So Rawls enlists the help of Muscle Man to actually prank him, and yeah, I mean, there's really nothing that Tanner does that's very interesting. He acts like he knows the plot, and then he gets pranked and slimed.
I hope you're proud of yourself because you're a failure!
Am I?
Sir?
Oh no!
Overall, he's just pretty, like, run-of-the-mill, like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna prank you, yay! That's pretty much all he does. He's okay. I think he has some good moments, but overall, he's just very lame.
He really is the best!
This is great. It's so much bigger than the postcard.
And number 78 is going to be from the episode Where's My Television, and it's going to be all the like television broadcast people that basically make RGB to a slave because apparently it's a living person who's just forced to be this mascot, and so we enlist the help of Mordecai and Rigby to get out of there to escape all these madmen. And we get a lot of really cool chase scenes here, like they're just running away, driving away, they're doing all this stuff, killing all of these people.
More!
Oh, sick! It smells like the 80s!
But that's the thing, when you take into consideration, nobody here is really that much of a villain. They all just kind of exist to be fodder for a really cool moment when they eventually get blown up, murdered, pushed, whatever it is.
Stop! You'll never get away from me, RGB2! I own you!
Own this!
So the entire army just exists to die in really funny ways, which isn't really a compelling villain. The stuff that they do is pretty horrible, but there was never a moment where I can like even remember a single villain. I just kind of remember the guy on the skateboard who has like guns and like katanas on his...
Our focus group studied everything that boys ages 9 to 14 find the most brutal and destructive.
Back. That's all I really remember, and I remember like the head like television dude who's like, "Where's my television? Where is he? Where's RGB2?" That's pretty much it. It's just like not very memorable.
My name is Benson. And I can play this solo.
And number 77 is going to be Heir to the Throne in the Drumatron VI from the episode 150 Piece Kid. And they all just outcast Benson and say that he was never able to play the 150 piece drum solo.
Oi, what happened to your hair, Benson?
It's hereditary!
But he is on a mission to prove them wrong, and he eventually does. He's doing all of the drumming it a little here, drumming it a little there, drumming it a little bit everywhere. And that's when the Drumotron VI comes to life and tries to stop him, and I think it leads to one of the coolest moments in the episode, where he gets on top of Benson, and because Benson only can use one arm to do it, his entire skeleton literally catches on fire. It's just so cool, it's so epic, and that's why I'm ranking it up high enough. Yes, does Drumotron have any personality? No. Heir to the Throne is kind of just like roasting assholes who make fun of Benson for being bald, but either way, it's still a really cool moment, which is why I'm ranking it high up. The villains amplify the episode.
What? I snuck out to the wrestling match on my own, and Mordecai and Rigby had to come and get me.
And at number 76 are going to be the wrestlers from the episode Really Real Wrestling, and they don't really do a whole lot aside from hurting Mordecai and Rigby really bad.
Fake.
They did.
Is this fake?
No.
How about you, little dude? This seem fake to you?
Other than that, they kind of just exist to give Pops some really cool moments. Where his back gets fixed, he just goes in there and starts hitting some genuine wrestling moves like suplexes. It's just so much fun to watch Pops like genuinely just like tear these motherfuckers apart.
Wrestle!
I love it so much. That's why I'm ranking them up high. They just kind of exist to make Pops look really cool, and I can appreciate that.
But we're not gonna look cool riding kids' bikes around.
What? You want to know what's cool? Doing your job, respecting park property. You're here to work, not be cool.
And at number 75 is Judge Broseph Chillaxington from the episode Cool Bikes. He's just the judge that judges whether or not Mordecai and Rigby are too cool. That's all he really does.
Everybody welcome Judge Broseph Chillaxington! Mordecai and Rigby, you are being tried for crimes against humanity.
I'm only even ranking him up this high because he has the coolest name of the series. What the fuck kind of name is Judge Broseph Chillaxington? You must be the coolest guy in the universe to be named that. Why isn't this guy standing trial just for having that name?
Thank you for putting Steve in his place. We're gonna keep him as a pet from the early 21st century. Here, eat this hay.
And a 74 from the episode Alpha Dome is going to be Silas the Wise.
Silas! Hey!
Did I carry you well, Silas?
What was that? Did my carriage speaketh? I don't want to have to get a new carriage.
And this guy is kind of just really pathetic. I mean, he was a guy that was supposed to have a job and help everybody get through this black hole safely, but he abandoned all of them, ran into the time shed, and everybody else got reverted into the past.
Steven?
So, I heroically sprinted to the time-proof shed. When I got out of the shed, nothing had happened to me. But everybody else had regressed to pilgrim times.
And in response to this, all of his loving crew members, people he's probably been in space with for a while, he starts feeding them hay and treating them like living cattle.
No, Silas, your carriage spoke not. Your carriage shall carry you until its wheels fall off from its crippling calcium deposits.
Good. Boy, feed the carriage.
And Mordecai, Rigby, and Skips come, and they're able to push it back through the thing, but make Silas stay the same, so everybody else becomes literal gods, and they just treat Silas like a pet.
Thank you for putting Steve in his place. We're gonna keep him as a pet from the early 21st century. Here, eat this hay.
And that is honestly a pretty fair ending for a guy that was feeding you hay. He deserves it. Overall, he's just kind of fine. He didn't do a whole lot for me.
It's buffalo sauce! Smell it!
I'm not gonna smell your fingers, Muscle Man.
A 73 is going to be Park Avenue, and in this episode, Mordecai and Rigby blame Muscle Man for spray painting the entire park because he's got buffalo sauce. Smell my fingers, bro.
It's buffalo sauce. Smell it.
I'm not gonna smell your fingers, Muscle Man.
Like he looks like he did it. He looks like he spray painted the entire park. So Muscle Man gets fired, and Mordecai and Rigby realize that it wasn't him when the spray painting continues, and they eventually catch the guy, take off his hood, and it's a literal spray paint can. That caught me so off guard. I think that's why I'm ranking it up a little bit higher. I think that was a great subversion or just plot twist.
Class, this.
That he's a literal can. I thought that was so funny, and they follow him into his universe, and they're able to get him to come clean when they start like destroying his apartment furniture or whatever.
That looks like a futon.
I think someone lives here.
Hey, yo, stop it! Come on, man! Not the coffee table!
Ooh, I love photos! I am ready, madame.
And number 72 is going to be the viral prison warden in the episode Viral Video. It's just a lady on a screen who is just in charge of like imprisoning all these different viral videos and making sure that they have to just, you know, be slaves to the thing that made them popular.
Ooh, I love photos! I am ready, madame.
Say, doom for eternity.
Doom for eternity! No!
That entire concept was always really weird to me, and I don't know, I feel like she would rank up a lot higher if she actually had more of a spotlight. I feel like every time I watch this episode, she's like the least memorable part, except for one of her last scenes. Everything else is just like, oh man, that's a really funny random viral video, like a pig driving a car and crashing into a cliff.
Wait, who's driving this?
Roadhog!
We're gonna die!
Look!
Stuff like that, but like her herself doesn't really do a whole lot. The most memorable thing that happens to her is when Wedgie Ninja grabs her panties and sacrifices himself so that everybody can escape and everything explodes.
Wedgie Ninja!
I don't know how much longer these panties are gonna hold.
What?
Go now! Guys, link to my video!
Thank you, Wedgie Ninja. Everything else was just kind of fine with her just doing like a pretty like minimal like chase scene where she's trying to catch them as they're like viral video hopping. It's just pretty average, but she's definitely okay. I definitely wouldn't say she's a bad villain.
I'm just a lame-o substitute teacher who can't even win at Food Run!
S71 is going to be Jablonski, mainly from the episode Food Run, and Jablonski is Mordecai and Rigby's former high school bully turned substitute teacher when Rigby goes back to high school.
Body check!
Jablonski, no!
And he's just the stereotypical like high school jock who misses the glory days and wants to constantly feel like he's in high school. That's his entire persona, and he's just making Rigby's life a living hell, so he challenges him to Food Run, a game where you have to drive all the way across town to a fast food restaurant, and whoever can bring the food back first wins. I think this game is a lot of fun. We get a lot of good moments. Jablonski is a great villain for the episode and a great like foil to Rigby for this episode.
Bro.
Shoo! Go away! Oh shit! Get up! I'm happening!
Because Rigby is like growing and changing, becoming a better person, and he's going up against somebody who has been completely stagnant forever, and Rigby's able to beat him and just like make Jablonski rethink his entire life.
It's not fair! I used to be the king of this school. Now I'm just a lame-o substitute teacher who can't even win at Food Run.
Come on, man. High school was a long time ago. You gotta get past the glory days and move on with your life. Focus on the now.
You're right.
I think Jablonski works really well as a villain for Rigby's high school arc and serves his purpose well. He might not be the coolest villain, but he definitely is a like serving purpose villain for Rigby's arc. I enjoy it.
Oh no, bro.
Do you want a hug?
At number 70 are going to be the Hugstable dolls from the episode Sleep Fighter, and these ones are ranking high, although they're kind of just a bunch of soulless hugging creatures, because one, I think they're kind of funny, also a little bit creepy.
Oh no, bro.
Do you want a hug? Come on, friends. Let's give him a hug.
No!
And two, the fight scene that we get from all these Huxtable dolls is really enjoyable. These Huxtable dolls come from like Muscle Man's nightmares because he saw them in a commercial one time, and they were just so scary that they now make him just get up in the middle of the night and start beating the absolute shit out of all of his friends.
Muscle Man? Dude!
And so we eventually get the ultimate climax where they have to hold Muscle Man down and suck out all the Huxtable dolls from his mind, and then we get this awesome fight where they're using a bunch of different Dreamcatcher weapons against them all. It's so cool.
Pretty crazy dreams.
It's awesome just watching all the different ways that they kill them all. It's really enjoyable, especially with their like little cute faces being shot with like a harpoon gun of all things. I just enjoy them a lot, and I think they work really well for the episode.
Looking sharp.
Makes my butt look a bit flat, though. Nice.
And at number 69 is going to be Rich Steve from the episode Benson's Suit. And in this episode, he ordered a special order suit that is supposed to be the greatest suit of all time. And when time comes to pay for it, well, he doesn't really want to do that, which leads to him destroying and killing the suit's father. The suit comes to life.
Do we have to stand here? Couldn't we, like... Shut it! I'm not paying you to not blow yourselves up!
Runs away and eventually finds Benson. He makes Benson's ass fatter, makes Benson more confident.
Looking sharp.
Makes my butt look a bit flat, though. Nice.
Makes Mordecai and Rigby respect him, and then eventually Rich Steve shows up with his army to fight against Benson, and he is another villain that kind of just exists to be fodder along with his army to just make Benson and the suit look so goddamn awesome, because Benson is destroying the army's helicopter. And eventually, Rich Steve tries to jump a tank on top of Benson, and Benson just hucks him away, murdering Rich Steve right there.
What the? No. Stay dead!
Tanks, but...
Wait!
No tanks!
It's another villain that kind of exists to just be fodder, but at least Rich Steve actually, like, seemed to have, like, you know, a personality compared to, like, the television broadcast people. I enjoyed him a lot more.
Turn him in and get busy!
And at number 68 are going to be the zombies from the episode Grave Sites, and I think if they had, like, you know, a little bit of personality, they could be, like, one of the top villains on this list, but at the end of the day, they're just zombies, but that doesn't take away from how memorable and how classic of an episode this is. You just have the zombies coming to life, because Mordecai and Rigby, like, start messing around with the movie thing, and Rigby spits in it, which causes all the zombies to rise up from the dead and start trying to kill and attack all of our park members, and we just get so many good scenes with Muscle Man getting a kill.
Hey, wormhole! Get a tasty lick of this!
A discus to the face. Skip's doing a javelin. And then, like, the big final climax where they have to drive the cart into a zombie. And what makes it even better is, like, the zombies on their own is fine, but it's also, like, matching up with the movie that they're playing at the same time, and just those scenes, like, clashing and combining makes it all the better, and makes what is normally just an average villain in most shows, just like, everybody does the zombies trope, but regular show does it right and uses them well in a lot of interesting, really cool ways, which makes them a pretty good villain for the episode.
I'll open it! Benson will be so delighted when...
And at 67 is going to be the World's Best Boss from the episode World's Best Boss, and in this episode, all the park gang is trying to get a World's Best Boss mug for Benson, and they eventually just order one online. And that's when a guy, well, Pops walks up to him and he's like, "Oh, Benson is going to be so delighted when we give him... Oh!
I'll open it! Benson will be so delighted when...
Boss!
And he just gets punched in the face by the World's Best Boss, who comes out of the box and just orders his army, and they all start beating the shit out of all of our park members.
Missed a day of work!
And you stay later than anyone else.
Until Benson comes along and coaches them on how to actually defeat all of these people.
What are you doing?
And then Benson punches the World's Best Boss in the face and kills him right there.
Best boss.
But either either way, like, one of the things I always wondered about this episode is, like, does this guy just, like, sit around? Does he actually have a company? Or does he just sit around drinking out of this mug and just being like, whoever orders a world's best boss mug, I'm gonna get inside of a box and I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill them all. They can't be the world's best boss. Like, was he just waiting for that to happen? Or does he own, like, a really big company and he saw that somebody bought that? I don't know. It's just, it's really weird. Why was he in that box?
Oh, sick! What was that?
And at number 66 are going to be the unicorns from the episode The Unicorns Have Got to Go. And normally the unicorns, in any sense, would be at the bottom of the list because I hate them so much. But when you're doing a villain tier list, you kind of gotta respect the fact that you're supposed to hate them, which technically makes them a better villain, right? I mean, at least that's what I'm thinking. And I goddamn hate the unicorns. They're so fucking annoying, dude. I mean, first off, you have them making Mordecai drink cum. Yeah, unicorn slump.
But first you have to drink from the cup of knowledge.
Oh, sick! What was that?
It's definitely not unicorn slump.
Yeah, so that's bad enough. And then later on in the episode, they're just being a dick to everybody. They're eventually a dick to Rigby, who obviously deserved it a little bit. They even tie Benson up like to a door and eat his gumballs.
Oh, this nerd! Check this out.
Yeah, they're just really horrible people, which works well if you're like looking at it from the stance of, oh, you're supposed to hate them, that's why it's funny. But I don't like the episode at all, and I don't like the unicorns at all. I think they're stupid and I hate them, but that's the purpose of them, so I'm at least gonna rank them a little bit high up because I can understand that I'm supposed to hate them.
I've had 67 facelifts. I can't feel a thing.
And at 65, it's going to be the country club owner from the episode Country Club, and these are all just really rich scumbags who like stealing stuff from people in order to turn it into toilets. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird concept, but either way, we get all of our park guys eventually going in there, trying to get all this stuff back, and we get this huge brawl between all of them. But the main thing that I'm looking out here is Mordecai and Rigby versus like the head owner of the country club.
You know why? Because we're gonna destroy it tonight at our annual summer solstice event. What do you think, dear?
No, I think it's a marvelous idea.
Who, one, he has some very interesting, like, additions to himself. He's had so much plastic surgery that when Mordecai and Rigby punch him, he can't even remotely feel it. And also, he has tiger-like claw implants in his arms so that he could grab and pick people up like this.
Let me handle this.
In your face! I've had 67 facelifts. I can't feel a thing. And I had tiger tendons implanted in my hands, so I can mess with whoever I please.
But I mean, the most memorable thing that actually happens to him is just him getting pushed in the toilet machine and he turns into a toilet and gets launched into space.
Well, then I hope you get your money's worth.
Everything else is just kind of fine. He's just pretty much like average, like, I'm gonna turn you into a toilet because I'm rich. That's pretty much it. That's like his entire character. I think he works well for the episode. Is he gonna be my favorite villain? No, not really.
So why don't you pack up your big city friends and your big city shaved chest, and I'll turn it out and run!
And at number 64 are going to be the Zingos from the episode Bachelor Party. Zingo! And in this episode, Skips has to try to win some wings for Quips because Quips has to eat wings on his bachelor party day or else he'll like have a failed marriage. And so they have to go out to them, their Hicks, and the Hicks are like, you have to do a spicy wing challenge if you want any wings from us, you them there city folk. And so Skips is just trying to eat the wings.
Come on, Skips, you're almost there. Just 3 more wings.
And eventually he starts hallucinating these Zingo monsters who are just like, Zingo, Zingo! And he has to fight them all and try to eat them all in order to win the wings.
Get those wings!
And the reason I'm ranking it up a little bit higher, because I mean, honestly, there's just kind of like roast creatures that just make fun of them and then get eaten, but one of them honestly does something so heinous and memorable that I like don't even understand why he would say that. It's definitely why I think they're just like hallucinatory and they're just playing off like Skips' emotions, because one of them grabs Skips, is holding him in a choke log, and is just like, "You failed, Skips, you failed him, just like you failed Desdemona.
You failed him, Skips, just like you failed Desdemona. No!
Why would it say that? Why would it just talk about the woman that he loved that died 200 years ago? That's why I think it's definitely just all in Skips' head. But either way, that was pretty messed up, man. And then he just puts him in like a ranch waterfall and eats him, and Skips is able to complete the challenge. And overall, the Zingos were a lot of fun, visually a lot of fun, and made the episode way better.
Joanne! Did you touch my TV?
No.
You better not, because the hand that touches my TV is a hand you'll never get back.
And now number 63 is going to be Joanne from the episode Eileen Flat Screen, and she is Eileen's just horrible roommate who has a very, very special TV, and when Rigby is setting up Eileen's brand new flat screen TV, he moves the power plug on it.
And that's that.
What are you doing? Joanne! Did you touch my TV?
No.
You better not, because the hand that touches my TV is a hand you'll never get back.
And this causes Joanne to grab the flat screen TV, start running towards a bridge with it in order to destroy it, because she just can't handle the fact that anyone would touch her TV. And so Rigby, Mordecai, and CJ all have to chase after this, and they eventually have this heart-to-heart talk with Joanne, and Joanne's gonna throw the TV down there anyway, but Rigby's able to save it.
No one needs to get hurt here.
Okay.
Okay.
No!
Eileen's TV that you won in the dance competition!
And they break Joanne's TV, so she has to be taken away by like these like rich ghost guys to go back to her super rich life. Yeah, it's very weird.
Just give me my TV back!
But overall, I thought Joanne was kind of funny. She's just like, you know, a angry person. That's kind of her entire trait. She's an angry person that really, really, really cares about a TV, and I just found it fun, to be honest. I love Eileen Flat Screen. I think it's a great episode, and Joanne definitely makes it better, so I'm gonna rank it up a little bit higher.
Are you okay?
Yeah, but it's not Party Pete, it's Party Herman Werfer. Thank you for saving me. Now I can go back to doing what I really love to do, playing Sudoku.
And now number 62 is going to be the Party Corporation from the episode Party Repeat, and we eventually learn that these people kidnap everybody who is like a super good partier and just imprison them and make clones of them to make a lot of money by sending them to liven up parties.
Late.
Oh, I can't believe you actually thought there was a partying Hall of Fame. Cologne!
And the thing that makes me rank them up this high, I mean, yes, they kidnap our boy Benson, but they also kidnapped Party Herman Werfelwerfen. Yeah, a man that is Party Pete, but it turns out that he just likes playing Sudoku.
Are you okay?
Yeah, but it's not Party Pete, it's Party Herman Werfer. Thank you for saving me. Now I can go back to doing what I really love to do, playing Sudoku.
Yeah, why would they kidnap that guy? It's so messed up. And then eventually we just get this like big brawl, like shootout where they kill the other partiers, but then they're able to like force feed one of the clone Party Petes and get him to explode, which kills the entire Party Corporation. I think it's fine for the most part. I enjoy it. Party Repeat definitely isn't my favorite episode, but I mean, come on. They gave us Herman Werfel. I like Herman Werfel, so I guess I'll rank them up a little high.
She wants her babies back.
Tell her no. We got the rubber duck plan all worked out.
And number 61 is going to be the duck collector from the episode A Bunch of Baby Ducks. And this guy doesn't really have any lines that I remember. He's not like the most charismatic villain ever. He's just a dude that wants to steal the baby ducks.
The door!
We want our baby ducks back! Oh, I think you mean my baby ducks. Sure was mighty kind of you boys to hand them over so nicely.
and he does, and when he's about to kill the mom, the baby ducks just like pump their fists in the air and turn into a giant muscular bird and just is like step off and kills him.
Rigby!
Step off!
And that's pretty much it. The one thing that he does have going for him is one of the most memorable deaths in the entire series and one of the most memorable like moments in regular show in general, which is why I'm ranking him up a little bit higher. Overall, does he do a whole lot compared to a lot of other villains? No. Is he memorable? Yes. That's why he's earning a spot.
Why we switch the date on your email?
At number 60 is going to be Dr. Dome from the episode The Dome Experiment, and he kind of just exists to, like, you know, be a nuisance for Benson. I can't even tell if he was actually supposed to be evil, because when you take into consideration that the Dome Experiment was just to prepare everybody for life in space, should this guy have even died?
What? Dome it all to hole.
He also just kills some of his crew members, so what was his goal in this moment? I never understood it, because like Dr. Langer, he obviously like seemed like a villain at the time, but in reality he was just there to prepare them for space and get them ready and get Benson ready to be a leader for space. So what the hell was Dr. Doom doing? Just making dome like puns the entire time, just like, this is domeable, this is so domeful, oh, you're going to die to my dominess, and then Benson just kills him? Like, what was his overall purpose? He's just the leader of the dome, doing dome things, Benson is trying to get everybody to escape the dome, and then he just becomes like an ultra villain for like, what reason? I never quite understood it, but overall he is just fine. He works for the Dome Experiment, which isn't my favorite episode, but it's a good Benson episode, and I think it's a good foil, a good enemy for Benson to go up against, especially in an episode where Benson is just being an absolute badass.
Our plans have surely been made apparent to you by this point. Why we put a dome over the park and pumped it full of oxygen. Why we created a self-sustaining environment within it. Why we switched the date on your email. Why we...
Clean up on aisle 6! Woo! Woo! Woo!
And at 59 is going to be Rich Buckner from the episode The Thanksgiving Special, and he is just a super rich guy who owns Buckmart. He pays like the best performers in the world to make a song. We're chewing on freedom, we're chewing on America.
USA, where you're chewing.
Which loses to Mordecai and Rigby's heartfelt song that actually captures the true meaning of Thanksgiving, so he decides to steal the turducken anyway because it has a golden wishbone.
Clean up on aisle 6! Woo! Woo! Woo!
That actually grants wishes, and he wants to wish that everybody will be thanking and celebrating him on Thanksgiving, which is really, really weird. I like that he's sweating the entire time during his monologue, though. I think he's just funny, and his voice is really funny to me.
You don't know anything, do you? It's true that just one is born every million years, but what no one knows is that it has a golden wishbone! One that actually grants wishes!
But then you just have Mordecai and Rigby fighting him, brawling with him, and then he eventually crashes the, like, blimp that he's in into a bridge, and he dies.
No! No!
And that's pretty much it for Rich Buckner. I think he's one of the more funny villains just because of all the stuff that he does, his mannerisms, all of that. He's pretty memorable too. I mean, he's in one of the better episodes of Regular Show for sure. And I think he's definitely a good villain for the Thanksgiving Day special, so he deserves to be up a little higher.
Hey, Wonky, go long!
And number 58 is going to be the Nightmare Alien from the episode Dream Warrior, and in this episode Pops is having night terrors where a man keeps coming to him and asking where he lives, and I think we get a lot of good scenes where he keeps like impersonating every single dream Pops is trying to have. Like the Scooby-Doo one is really funny where he's like hiding as Benson and then he takes off the mask and it's actually the Nightmare Alien.
That's right, and I would have made millions if you groovy kids would fill out these forms with your address.
Wait a minute. Form? Address? You're not old crotchety Elmer.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. And then the main reason I'm ranking him up this high is for the battle that he has with everybody when they go inside of Pops' dreams to try to help him out. And he is just kicking ass, like absolutely. Like just destroying everybody, and then once Pops learns that it's a dream and he can control everything, he brutally murders him.
Stay away from me and my friends!
But either way, Nightmare Alien had a lot going for him at the time before he got absolutely destroyed. I enjoyed it a lot. The fight scene definitely amplifies him up.
This party was for her, but we partied so hard and so late, our bodies gave out before we could show her.
At 57 from the episode TGI Tuesday is going to be the ghost that they go up against in a dance battle when they're trying to like clean up the like dance hall.
Sade.
School these fools! Wait.
And these ghosts show up and they're like, you can't clean this hall, so they challenge them to a dance battle, and oh yeah, it's like lightning! And they all just start doing this like big dance for a girl named Charlene, and they partied so much that they ended up dying, and Charlene never got to see it. So it's just a wholesome moment where Mordecai is just like, well, Margaret is like my Charlene, and so they clean up the entire like ballroom and they throw an awesome party for Margaret. They're just a very good antagonist for the episode. I mean, they give us a awesome dance battle between our main characters and them. I enjoy it a lot, so yeah, they're gonna rank up pretty high. I just enjoy every single scene that they're in.
Prepare yourselves for the finishing moves!
What? Who said that? I'm in here, over in this trash can.
And at number 56, it's going to be Promise Pie. And Promise Pie is a little piece of pie that helps Mordecai and Rigby to whittle out their competition
by literally eating people. Mordecai and Rigby are trying to judge a pie contest, and when it just becomes too much pressure, they get this little piece of pie that they find in the trash.
What? Who said that? I'm in here, over in this trash can. Hi.
To help them out in judging the contest, and he's just like, don't come out no matter what you hear, okay?
Oh, and one more thing. No matter what you hear, don't come out till I say. What? Why?
Just don't come out till I say.
And so they just are sitting there, and then they hear a bunch of screaming, so they come out, and he's literally eating people.
Babe! Give me...
And the only way to defeat him is to tell the truth about how much they hated everybody's pies, or liked, or whatever, and they do it, and it's a great sequence, a great scene, and Promise Pie was a great villain for this episode.
Time to put you back in the trash.
I definitely didn't expect this episode to take the turn of finding a little, like, high-pitched voice, like, piece of pie in the trash to a ultimate mega-eating monster, but hey, that's what I love about regular show, and Promise Pie definitely made the episode a lot better. I enjoyed him a lot.
Hey, trash! He was 2 weeks from retirement.
And number 55 is going to be the VHS Army, and this is another army that just exists to have some really cool deaths, but oh man, do they have some really, really cool deaths. Especially when, like, the Guardian dude in the episode, like, turns into, like, his yellow crystal form and just starts murdering them, exploding heads.
Okay!
No, cover your ears! 44.1 kilohertz sample rate!
Wonder Waff caught zombies like flashing into people's eyes, which was so cool.
Dude, Muscle Man, my boss heard me making fun of you and he totally fired me. Is it cool if I hang out with you guys?
And is just defeating the entire VHS army. It's also awesome. I mean, yes, they're an intimidating force. They have like a giant VHS monster. They have guns. They're intimidating. None of them are like that interesting as villains, but all of their deaths definitely make up for it and definitely make me want to put it higher up on the list.
Just keep breathing! Keep breathing!
And then at number 54 from the episode I See Turtles is going to be the entirety of the turtle spa, that including the cops, the owner, all of these people who are imprisoning turtles and just using them for their rejuvenating features in order for them to have eternal youth. And this eventually leads to Eileen's big speech empowering all the turtles to go and attack them, and they just all start rushing them, bomb rushing them in one big group and just start
Turtles, straight from the egg! Huh?
just mashing them out of existence, rejuvenating them out of existence. It's great. It's really funny just to watch them start screaming and then there's just nothing left of them.
And breathe. Just keep breathing! Keep breathing!
I love it so much. And then you have the turtles hijacking the cop car and crashing it down into the sea, killing even more of them. It's just all so good.
If these pigs can fly, huh? Do you see what I did there?
And it's very deserved for a bunch of people that are enslaving all of these poor turtles. So, I mean, I can enjoy all of their deaths a lot, and I think for how evil they were, they definitely deserve to be higher up. They're very memorable for all the shitty things they were doing to these poor turtles.
Oh,
And at number 53 is going to be the Kill It Radio AI from the episode Kill It Radio. And in this episode, Muscle Man is trying to write a song for Starla. Oh, Starla! Starla! And he wants to get it on a radio station in order to play it for Starla on the anniversary of the first time they made out. And so he goes to the radio station and he sees DJ Donnie G, who just immediately throws away his mixtape. And that's when we learn about this AI who took over the radio station and won't let any song request go through.
Stay, Donnie. We have a special job for you. You must stay.
And so we get this entire scene of them trying to break in and attack the AI and take it down. And it's just awesome watching them fight all these electronics trying to attack them.
Cameras!
To the elevator!
The AI literally murders DJ Donnie G by blasting a disc through his chest.
Donnie G!
Yeah, and then explodes the entire building just because he's gonna play one simple song request.
And just like the perfect burger, our love's never overdone. You're the ice cube in my cola, I'm the ketchup on your fries, and I'll punch the face.
Literally killing DJ Donnie G. I mean, I know he walks away at the end, but I'm gonna consider him being technically dead. But either way, explodes the entire building. We get a great moment where it's Mordecai, Rigby, Muscle Man, and High Five Ghost all running to escape from this big blast, and it's just so good. It's so cool, and the AI gave us some really good moments, so I'm gonna rank it up a little higher.
A sledgehammer? Really? An analog relic in a digital world?
At 52 is going to be the Doomageddon virus from the episode Skips vs. Technology, and he's just a virus that is able to hijack Tekko's body in order to enter the real world in an attempt to digitize literally everything.
Told you never to smash a computer! I was wrong! Thank you for releasing the Doomageddon virus. Goodbye.
And we get an incredible battle between Skips and this Tecmo-controlled body. I enjoy it a lot.
Don't worry, Skips. We got this.
Tecmo, no! There is There's no more Tecmo, only Doomageddon. Now die!
And Skips is able to eventually destroy the computer and defeat Doomageddon.
What did you do? Don't you know? If you open a bunch of programs, you'll slow down.
But for the most part, he's a very, very interesting villain. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, he doesn't really have a whole lot of personality besides, oh, you're so primitive. I'm gonna digitize you, you silly goose. And then he just gets destroyed. I honestly wish that they, like, had 1 or 2 more minutes with him before he eventually came out. Like, I wish we just got more time with him because I feel like they could have done a lot more with him. But for the most part, the short amount of scenes that he does have, I enjoyed it a lot.
Here's what I'm thinking. Break up with CJ.
Excuse me?
Break up with her and rejoin my site.
At 51 is going to be from the episode Real Date, and it's going to be Matchmaker McIntyre, the owner of Couple Corral. And I just think this guy is kind of funny. I mean, he's just following around Mordecai all night, just saying, Mordecai, rejoin my site, please, Mordecai.
I don't need Couple Corral anymore. I'm in a relationship now, so...
Here's what I'm thinking. Break up with CJ.
Excuse me?
Break up with her and rejoin my site.
I don't understand why. People are leaving in droves. I just don't get it. You know, they're like going out here like to my like dating website and finding people to fall in love with. I just don't understand it. And Mordecai's obviously like, dude, no, what? You're stupid. And this eventually leads to him trying to kill CJ, but in the process he almost kills Mordecai. Look out!
Well, darn. That didn't work out like I wanted it to. CJ, rejoin my site.
Which makes CJ turn into a big old angry cloud, and just the entire sequence of his death I always enjoy, with all these random things coming together just in order to kill him. Yeah, I can enjoy that. He deserved to die in that way. I think his death is really funny. And Mordecai survives. It's all good, happy stuff. But for the most part, Matchmaker McIntyre, you were a very enjoyable villain for the episode and definitely made Real Date one of my favorite episodes in the show.
Ice cubes in my drink of success. Now get back in your glass!
At number 50 is going to be Night Owl, and Night Owl could have been such an amazing villain. Like, I'm considering like top 20 villain if he wasn't so stupid with his death. I mean, this is a guy that managed to freeze Mordecai, Rigby, Muscleman, and High Five Ghost in time.
Little insurance to make sure this competition doesn't end too early.
For thousands of years and make them just up on display, take over the entire world, and the way that he dies is just so dumb. Like, I don't get it. Like, Mordecai, Rigby, High Five Ghost, and Muscleman all wake up and just escape in a car, which, I mean, first of all, I feel like you should have had, like, way better security on this, but either way, we get a really cool, like, chase scene where they're escaping, and Night Owl shows up in a titanium, like, armor body that he's been using to survive for all this time, and instead of, like, having, like, a plan or, like, using some technology to stop them, he's just like, you shall not pass!
You cannot leave this place. I froze you thousands of years ago. I made you what you are and what you always must be. Ice cubes in my drink of success. Now get back in your glass!
And of course, they just drive the car into him. He doesn't even move, jump out of the way. He just sits there, and his like head that's in the suit just gets knocked out. What was the point of it all? What was the point of these thousands of years? I don't get it. His death is really lame, but I will give him a lot of credit for giving us a really good episode for the majority of it. I just thought his death was just so underwhelming.
She says anybody can catch a wave with enough practice.
Yeah. Peachy's dead.
A hug from me to you.
And at number 49 are going to be the surfer dudes from the episode Catching the Wave. And Pops is struggling with Mother Nature. Oh no! He got attacked by so many different things, so he figures, oh, I must become a surfer to become one with nature again. And when he goes there, there's a bunch of surfer dudes that are just making fun of his Mondo Cabezzo.
My name is Pops.
What kind of stupid name is that?
What's your name?
Hurl Bud. And these are my associates, Merle and Burl.
Oh, look at Mondo Cabezzo, bro. Look at that guy, bro. He looks so stupid, bro, with his big old head. Yeah, they're just basically surfer assholes, and they're making fun of my guy Pops, so I automatically hate them more, and I feel like you're definitely supposed to hate them more because of this. But either way, they're just harassing the guy the entire time. Even when Pops, like, tries to, like, go to the park and have his own wave machine, they find him anyway, and they still try to kick him off of it.
All right, Mondo!
And yeah, that's pretty much, they're just antagonists for the majority of the episode. We get a surfer brawl with the park guys fighting against the surfer people, and they have a very deserved end where they're just watching Pops after he manages to ride the ultimate wave. Oh, jolly good show. I'm one with nature. And like the dolphins that are on Pops' side all fall out of the sky on top of the surfer bros.
Man, this was a bust. Let's go get some fish tacos.
Which is just a very deserved end for them. But yeah, for the most part, they're just assholes. But hey, they make the episode better, so I'm not going to complain.
Excuse me? I've wasted my whole life in a dead-end job, and I'm not wasting another second working for you.
And at number 48 is going to be Susan from the episode Benson Be Gone. And in this episode, Benson is replaced because of Mordecai and Rigby shenanigans by Susan, who is a very stuck-up, you know, stick-in-her-ass type of boss. Doesn't let any silly shenanigans go on, that's for sure.
Come on, Benson, we're washing the car now.
I'm not washing the car.
Benson, why aren't you working?
'Cause I don't feel like it.
Get back to work, or I'll fire you.
Yeah? Do it!
And this eventually leads to Benson quitting his job because he doesn't like Susan, and he just wants to live in Slacker Wonderland. But when he meets Utopia, he doesn't like that very much, and by the time he comes back, Susan has already turned everybody there into Susan. Like, literally, like, changing their entire bodies, morphing their bodies.
Look! Skips! Pops! Muscle Man and High Five!
Susan's turned him into Susans too.
Turn that off and clean up this mess!
Into Susan-like creatures, and Benson has to try and save them all by making them slack off, and this causes Susan to be like and start turning into a literal demon, flying out the window and unleashing a giant version of herself. That is also a demon, and the only reason she's ever destroyed is because Benson is going to sacrifice himself, but then Utopia, Leon shows up, pushes Benson out of the car, and sacrifices himself just to take out Susan.
Utopia.
In a very admirable moment. Gotta love it. And Susan, you work really well for this episode as just a stuck-up boss who is even worse than Benson, like when it comes to being like a stuck-up, like no slacking type of boss, and works really well as a foil to Benson's like new slacker like character. I enjoy it a lot. I think it's very good.
Boys, I know I keep forgetting important information, but I promise this is the last thing. To win the final round of the Derby, you need to defeat a dinosaur made out of limos!
And at number 47, it's going to be Limosaurus from the episode Limousine Lunchtime. And Limosaurus is just the embodiment of everything that I love so much about regular show. I mean, you just have a down-to-earth concept like Mordecai and Rigby accidentally spilling a meatball sub in Mr. Maylord's limo, and so they have to find a way to get a new limo. And this leads to Limo Demolition Derby of all things, and what is the final boss of this? Limosaurus! Limosaurus!
This is all your fault, meatball sub!
Yeah, they have to fight a dinosaur made out of limos. Like, can you tell me that that isn't just the most regular show thing you've ever heard? And the fight that we get with it is really great, with them trying to use a limo to battle this other giant Limosaurus, like throwing a meatball sub in its eye and then blasting a giant missile to explode its head. It's just all so cool. It's just everything that I love so much about regular show just in one small fragment. It's peak. It's peak. He definitely deserves to be like past the halfway mark, that's for sure.
I guess I just didn't want to see you end up like me. Some dried out loser stuck working at a park because he wasted his life playing stick hockey.
And at number 46 is going to be the stick hockey guy that Benson has to go up against in the episode Stick Hockey. And when Benson accidentally, well not accidentally, dickishly removes Mordecai and Rigby's stick hockey table, he eventually finds them trying to get it back from this guy that he went against back in the day.
I don't want him to chop up our heads.
And it turns out that this guy killed Benson's former apprentice in a stick hockey game by going like this, picking up his neck and slashing it.
Oh, my neck! Oh,
Dave!
Master, I thought you said this was gonna be so much fun! Ugh.
Yeah, all for a stick hockey match, man, that's crazy. And Benson comes back and we just get this awesome match between Benson versus this random stick hockey guy who is just a menacing presence, and it's just visually one of the most interesting things in all of regular show. It's an incredible match. And it makes stick hockey literally look like the funnest, most violent game ever, and that's why I love it so much. And he is a great villain, a great challenge for Benson, and it just makes one of the best episodes regular show has ever produced. All because of this one villain just amplifying that scene and giving Benson an awesome match and defeating him and killing him. It's just all so good. I love it so much. He definitely is a great villain for the episode Stick Hockey.
You two are the best babysitters we've ever had.
And at number 45 is going to be Thomas, not our little goat friend Thomas, but Death's son, Thomas, who Mordecai and Rigby sometimes have to babysit.
That book.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
It is a terrific idea.
And the thing that I actually enjoy about Thomas is I don't really think he's a great presence for the most part. The majority of the time he's just angry toddler who is secretly 300 years old, which doesn't even make any sense because is he adopted? Did his mom birth a 300-year-old baby? I don't really get it, but either way, that's his whole trade. He's just trying to do a bunch of like bad things. But the thing that I actually really enjoy about his character is every time, like, you know, it's about to be the end of the episode and Thomas is still awake about to tell his dad what they did. It's like a random thing just happens that knocks him out. Like in the first episode we see Thomas, a chandelier just literally falls on him.
Huh?
Dude, we're so dead.
And they think he's dead, but the parents are actually just so happy that he's out cold. I love it. It was just such a great random moment. And then you also can skip ahead to another episode in Playdate where like he's about to tell his dad that they went to the underworld playground or whatever and they had to run away from things. And then a bowling ball just comes out of nowhere and just drops on his head and knocks him out. It's just moments like that that make me enjoy Thomas way more than I should. It's just great. I enjoy it.
You fly if you don't cut loose. Footloose. Kick off the Sunday shoes.
And at number 45 from the episode Karaoke is going to be the owner of the karaoke bar, and he doesn't really have that much going on him. I mean, his main personality trait is, give me that tape, don't take my tape, boy!
I said no! I can play that tape whenever I feel like it, and there's not a darn thing you can do about it. I don't want to see you punks back here again.
That's pretty much his entire personality, but it leads to a really great scene with Mordecai and Rigby trying to steal the tape back from him, and you have the karaoke owner and his bouncer trying to get it back in just this awesome brawl, while Pops is just like, please, Louise, pull me off of my knees.
Or else I'll tear up this time.
Oh, I love Pop singing Footloose. He makes this entire fight sequence so much better. I love it. But either way, the karaoke bar owner leads to just this great visually stunning sequence, which is everybody brawling, them brawling in space, them brawling everywhere, all over this VHS.
Pull me off of my knees. Jack, get back. Come on before we crack.
And just this great ending where Benson just grabs the tape, smashes it over his face, and that's the end for that villain. But
let's give me that tape!
You want it? Fine. Take it then!
Everybody cut for you!
God, do I love it. It's just one of the best sequences that regular show has to offer, and if this guy wasn't being an asshole about this tape, we would never get it, and that's why I'm ranking it up a little bit higher.
All of the time, rhyme. Psychically linked in, I know how you're thinking. Picking up your brainwaves all over the airwaves.
At number 43 is going to be Silver Dude from the episode Silver Dude, and he doesn't really have a whole lot going for him. He's kind of just a scummy thief who is just wearing silver and just likes juggling balls, playing with balls, flipping them balls. He's a ball player.
Dollar bills equals zombie fun timing.
Dude, that's our song. Stop copying us.
That's like all he really likes to do. He just stands there painted silver, just juggling and playing with balls because he's the ball guy. And Mordecai and Rigby are also trying to make money street performing by just making all these raps like wax and wax and wax and wax and who's that at the door? Zombies return for, you know, just spin bars. And the main reason that I actually enjoy Silver Dude is mainly because he leads to Mordecai and Rigby just roasting the hell out of him with all of these great like bars just
dude's so dumb that he doesn't have a brain at all. Whoa, silver mini brain.
Silver mini brain. You're nothing without your lame boombox. And they defeat him and send him to like street performing jail.
Never win, cause you're nothing without your lame boombox. You're nothing without your lame boombox. Boombox boom. Boombox boom. Boombox boom. Boombox boom. You want a remix? Well, remix this.
I just enjoy all the things that happen because of Silver Dude. Not Silver Dude himself, but if he wasn't being an asshole, if he wasn't doing all these heinous things, then it wouldn't lead to Mordecai and Rigby producing all these amazing raps. So I gotta give credit where credit is due and rank him up this high.
Cook it, home skillet. Home skillet? Nobody ever says that anymore.
And at number 42 is going to be Jebediah Townhouse from one of the Terror Tales. I don't really remember which one, but either way, he is one of the best Terror Tales villains. He is a character that was 200 years ahead of how he was supposed to speak, so he's like, yo dog, what's up dog, how you doing bro?
Yo, what up, what's poppin' and lockin', homies?
Because he was so ahead of his time, the town folks knew it could only mean one thing.
Witch! And everybody else is looking at him like, what's wrong with this guy? So they assume that he was a witch, which leads to Jebediah Townhouse merging himself with the Park House, and he just vows to kill whoever is going to be there in 200 years, but he shows up just a little bit too late, so Mordecai, Rigby, Muscleman, and High Five Ghost, they can't understand a thing that he's saying either.
What the? What's cooking, home skillet? Home skillet? Nobody ever says that anymore. You're a couple decades too late with that, bro. Oh yeah? Well, why you all up in my grill?
And so he just brutally murders them all. He's pretty good, honestly. I enjoy him. I think his entire like gimmick is really funny.
Hair is totally tubular. Get it? Tubular?
I'm going for it.
Mordecai!
Huh? Eat on that, Jebediah Townhouse.
Whoop, there it is.
He's overall just a pretty decent villain.
Nobody's gonna want this.
And at number 41 is going to be DVD, Digital Versatile Disc, from the episode Format Wars 2. And in this episode, DVD is working with the internet in order to destroy Laserdisc and get revenge on his father forever.
Way to crack the jewel case, Laserdisc, Holmes. Or should I say, Sherlock Father?
And I think at the beginning he's a very charismatic, interesting villain, albeit all he really talks about is how he is a superior version to Laserdisc because he's smaller and cooler and awesomer, and it leads to a pretty decent fight with all the formats fighting against our formats, and then he just switches up real quick when his dad is all like, we could start anew, son. I love you, son. And he's just like, oh, dad, and then his dad gets brutally murdered by the internet, and then all of a sudden he's on our side.
You want to start the road to healing? Oh, Dad, Father! This wasn't part of the plan!
So he's like a villain for only about 2 minutes, but in those 2 minutes of villainy, I think he was pretty good, honestly, so I'm gonna rank him up a little high.
Fine, but if I win, I'm taking your eyes. All of your eyes.
And at number 40 is going to be Peeps from the episode Peeps, and I actually think Peeps is a very interesting villain, the entire concept of it. I mean, you have Benson just wanting Mordecai and Rigby to work so bad that he eventually gets Jeepers, Peepers, X double infinity, whatever it is, and this is just literally a giant floating eyeball who will watch you anywhere. In the shower, when you're jorking your pork, when you're doing whatever, he doesn't care, he's gonna be staring right at you. And so everybody gets sick of this, so this leads to a honestly pretty fun ending, where it's just Mordecai and Peeps having a staring contest. And Peeps starts cheating by summoning in hundreds of eyeballs to rub his big old eyeball, so Rigby's just like, you cheated? Pew! And just starts shooting lasers at all of his eyes and just burns him to a crisp.
My redness! They burn!
Hey, Peeps, don't blink.
It's really great. I enjoy it a lot. I think it's one of my favorite endings to a regular show episode just because it's so out there, so random with this staring contest with a giant eyeball, but that's why I enjoy it so much.
I want you to know, guy like me ain't got a lot to be thankful for. But you got friends, a job, a nice warm bed.
And at number 39 is going to be Dougie. In the episode Temp Check, Rigby hires Doug in order to do the work that Rigby doesn't want to do, which is all of his work, and slowly but surely, Doug starts to act more and more like Rigby, literally taking on his physical form.
You too, Rigby. See ya. Later.
Yeah, see ya.
Benson.
No!
And Rigby eventually confronts him, and Dougie just fully transforms into Rigby, and we get that, like, cliche battle with shapeshifters and, like, body doubles.
For were, or will be.
We're like, who knows more about Rigby? Let's ask a bunch of questions. And Doug actually knows a lot of stuff about Rigby, but the one thing that holds him back is the fact that he hugged Mordecai. So Mordecai's like, dude, that's not Rigby.
Hey, dude, celebratory hug?
Yeah, man.
That's Rigby. And then he tries to run away, and Skips just fucking body checks him. Just plants him into the ground, and Doug gets arrested. I think for the most part, Doug is a very interesting villain. I mean, yes, the like shape-shifting, stealing like your personality, stealing like your physical appearance thing has been done in so many shows, but I still think regular show made it very interesting, and Doug was a good choice, especially at the ending where he's just like telling Rigby that he's got a good thing going here, that he should cherish what he has. It made him feel more human to me, and I enjoyed that aspect.
Get things started with some anesthesia. Just a little whiff.
And at number 38 is going to be Jerry from the episode Death Quan Delivery. And in this episode, the Death Sensei, he needs a new stomach because he's been eating the sandwich of health, and it turns out that it's just destroying his innards. He's like, oh no, my stomach!
Every day I have one for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I've never felt better. Oh, my stomach!
He collapses, and so Jerry, Mordecai, and Rigby all go to the Death Quan Do hospital to get him a, stomach that could handle his, stature, to say the least. And we get a lot of cool fight scenes, and then Jerry betrays them by killing the doctor and taking the stomach for himself.
Let me just top you off with some ice there. Now be careful. This is my last one.
That's all right. Betrayal of death!
One is all I need.
And Mordecai and Rigby barely manage to just get the stomach from him. They're going back, they're trying to give it to him, and that's when Jerry shows up. We get one more fight between him and the sensei. He tries to take the stomach for himself, but he just gets really stupid and uses the anesthesia on himself, and he passes out.
Get things started with some anesthesia. Just a little whiff.
And then Mordecai and Rigby have to fight him while he just can't feel anything, and they just knock him the hell out. Jerry gets arrested, and Sensei gets a new stomach. I really like Jerry because we get so many cool fight scenes from him, and he's also just, you know, kind of funny because he was sneaking this sandwich of health, and then he was just like, oh, I need my stomach for myself. Oh, yeah, stomach, yeah. I think he's definitely an okay villain.
Merge with me and let us stream like we've never streamed before.
And at number 37 is going to be streaming / the internet, and I think he is one of the most overrated villains in the entire series. I mean, don't get me wrong, his first episode in Format Wars 2, it's pretty good. He's a menacing force that's able to attack everybody. He kills DVD's father.
You want to start the road to healing? Oh, Dad, Father! This wasn't part of the plan!
He is just a powerful being, and then he gets defeated when they just turn off the cell tower.
Losing signal. No.
So that was kind of lame, but every time he reappears, they try to make him act like he's bigger than he actually is, like when he's in Meet the Seer and he's taken over that entire planet, and they're trying to make him like this ultimate final boss. I mean, he kind of has that aura, but it never really felt like that, and then him being the one villain to like help Anti-Pops in a regular epic final battle just didn't feel right to me. I would have much rather had like Klorgbane or something than streaming coming. I will admit that his like ultimate final form when he like sucks all of his little streaming bots back into himself is pretty cool.
Merge with me and let us stream like we've never streamed before.
But I mean, overall, I think he's very overrated. I think he's a decent villain, but I don't think he's like one of those top tier coolest villains in the entire show.
Mordecai, put your phone away.
At number 36 is going to be the Wickets from the episode Picking Up Margaret. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the only real thing that these guys have going for them is the reference to the Warriors movie where they're just like, Mordecai, put your phone away.
Who do you think Mordecai, put your phone away. Mordecai, put your phone away.
And they just keep on doing that throughout the entire episode because they're just a gang that doesn't like cell phones for some reason. We also get a good chase scene out of them, so I enjoy that. But the main reason they're remotely ranking up this high is just, Mordecai, put your phone away. I enjoy that.
I said no cell phones! Death sandwich? Why would you buy something that kills people?
And at number 35 is going to be the Death Kwon Do Grandmaster from the episode Sandwich of Death, and when Mordecai and Rigby and Sensei and a literal dying Benson because he decided to steal their sandwich.
Whoa, are you all right?
It really is a death sandwich. Death sandwich? Why would you buy something that kills people?
Have to fight all their way up to all of these minions, all the way up to the Grandmaster Death Kwon Do to get the sandwich of life to save Benson's life. This guy, he has aura, he has the power, he seems like a guy that genuinely should be called the Death Kwon Do Grandmaster. Because he is just beating the hell out of Mordecai, Rigby, and Sensei, just destroying them. All of his moves are awesome, and the only reason that he gets defeated is because Mordecai and Rigby hit a last-minute bicycle kick of death and kicked the sandwich of double death into his mouth.
No!
Literally exploding him, but the short amount of time that we got with this guy, he had that aura, he had the mystique, and he definitely deserved the title of being a Grandmaster. I loved his fight scenes.
Line cutters! Line cutters gonna get cut!
At number 34 is going to be the Cake Karen from the episode Take the Cake. And when Mordecai and Rigby go to pick up a cake for Mr. Maylord's birthday, they go into a line for VIP members who have paid early. And this sends this Karen into a line cutters, dirty line cutters, gonna get cut. And she just starts losing her mind.
You guys get our last free cake pastries.
This is ridiculous! I've been here longer than anybody!
Over the fact that they technically cut her in line, but they really didn't. It's a separate line. And so she's all like, I can't read what that sign says, so that sign's invalid. And either way, Mordecai and Rigby don't really care. They get the cake and 2 free cake pastries, and they're just on their merry way until the Karen starts literally trying to murder them by running them off the road, trying to kill them, holding a cake cutter in her hand, saying that she's gonna cut them first.
What the?
Yeah, it's so crazy, but it's honestly so funny. And she crashes because she can't see the warning signs that say that there's like road construction up ahead, so she crashes in a very funny moment.
Huh? Wait, what does that say? I wish I could read.
I just enjoy her. I just think she's so funny, and that's why I'm ranking her up this high. And at number 33 is going to be Barry from the episode Every Me Burritos. And when Mordecai, Rigby, and Muscleman and High Five Ghost want to go to Jim Bros Burritos to get a Every Me Burrito, they are able to eventually get it. And they're just in this like worn down car that they had to use because they needed a car that would have 4 doors. And that's when somebody punches them in the face, grabs the burritos, and goes down into the shag carpet.
Let's do this! What? Hey! What's going on? Oh! Oh!
There's a guy back there!
And that just so happens to be Barry. And when Mordecai and Rigby confront him, he's just like, oh yeah, I was on the run for a while, and then I just have been living in the shag carpet universe for so long, dude, I'm so sorry, I need these burritos, but you guys aren't getting these back. So Mordecai punches him. You know, it's Mordecai, so it's gonna hurt a decent amount, but he gets punched in the face, boom, oh! And he just starts slow motion, just falling back for no apparent reason. And every time he gets punched, he just keeps going in slow motion. And it's really funny. It makes no sense, but I enjoy it so much. It's honestly so hilarious. And Barry eventually is defeated and they eat the burritos. But for the most part, Barry was a very funny villain.
What? You turned me into a house and killed all my friends just to throw eggs at me? That's it?
Yep. And the number 32 is going to be the evil wizard from the very first Terror Tales. And it's just, he's so good. He is the one man that was able to single-handedly kill all of our park members in gruesome ways that I don't even understand how it aired. And it's all just because Rigby decided to egg his house. I don't even know how he could come to this conclusion that he needs to brutally murder them all just because of eggs, but it doesn't make it any less enjoyable. He literally skins Muscle Man.
I told you I was ripped.
He drains High Five Ghost.
Hello?
Goodbye.
He burns Skips alive.
You can't handle the heat. Get out of the kitchen.
He cuts off Mordecai's head.
I won't let anything happen to you. Huh. So this is what it feels like to be as tall as Rigby.
He throws Benson into a toilet and flushes his gumballs. He puts Pops into a literal cabinet and he just disappears into thin air. And just to top it all off, he drops a giant egg onto Rigby to make him understand what it's like to get egged as a house. And did I forget to mention that he turned Rigby into a literal house? Yeah, if you want a crazier villain, you won't find one, and I understand that he's just a Terror Tales villain, so it's not really canon, but either way, he is hilarious.
That is incorrect! You are a liar!
And at number 31 is going to be Burt Coleman!
Color are violets.
Easy. Red. No, wait!
That is incorrect! You are a liar!
And in this episode, Expert or Liar, Rigby gets embarrassed on the TV show Expert or Liar because he didn't know anything about flowers, so this leads to Rigby's redemption arc of trying to find Burt Coleman at all costs.
Burt Coleman! Burt Coleman! Burt Coleman!
And with a little help from Benson, he eventually finds him at an arcade, and we just get this awesome sequence where it literally turns into like a video game style Donkey Kong run-up where Rigby has to do all these different challenges while answering questions from Burt Coleman. And Burt Coleman, he may not be the craziest villain in the show, but he leads to one of the most awesome scenes with Rigby just completing all these challenges. I love it so much.
How much lemonade takes you to the final level of Lemonade Stand?
I know this. 16 pictures! That is correct!
And eventually just socking Bert in the face and sending him to his death. I think he's one of the better game show hosts. We get a lot of game show hosts in the show, and I really enjoy Bert Coleman. He has like that sinister smile and just that voice that makes it all the better as a villain and an antagonist for Rigby. I enjoy it a lot.
I'll do you one better, Herb.
Whoa! 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 And coming in at number 30 is going to be Mater D from the episode Fancy Restaurant, and I think Mater D is the sole reason that this is the best Muscle Man episode. You know the episode Excellent, which is one of the like greatest regular show episodes of all time that literally won an Emmy? This is Muscle Man's version of that, and it's very enjoyable and definitely Muscle Man's best episode, where he has to try to be fancy, and when Mater D catches on that he's not actually fancy, he calls in the Redcoats. Yes, the literal British Redcoats.
And if you will not leave, we will escort you out.
For whatever reason, the regular show reasons, and it leads to a awesome epic brawl with all of the Sorensteins, Mordecai and Rigby, all fighting all the British people and Mater D.
Press you! You didn't have to do that!
And they just use a bunch of different weapons, and it's also cool. There's a guy with like glove chain like weapons.
Oh, we're unarmed! Well, let me give you a hat.
And then there's a guy that's like just really good at kicking and is just beating the crap out of Muscle Man. And then eventually they defeat all the Redcoats, and that's when Mater D decides to charge in with a fork, and Muscle Man just trips him and he plummets out the window onto a car, and they just show his lifeless carcass there. How is this stuff allowed to appear on a cartoon? He is literally dead! But either way, it doesn't take away from how funny it is, and him having a really hilarious death is definitely going to boost him up on this list, and it also helps that he, like, created one of the best fights in the series as well.
The FE?
Ever seen the periodic table, loser? FE is the abbreviation for iron. Like my stomach! I'm the Iron Stomach!
And coming in at number 29 from the episode Weekend at Bence's is going to be the Iron, the FE, the Iron Stomach.
Top that.
Wow. I can't believe
And this guy is just a guy at Audrey's party who is really good at eating spicy stuff, and then you just have unconscious Benson going toe-to-toe with him with a spicy eating challenge, and it's just really enjoyable. And you gotta give this guy props because while Benson is unconscious, he can't feel any of it until he gets to the Mississippi Queen. This guy is just tanking just ghost peppers, like reapers. Every single thing that's hot imaginable, he's tanking it all with just a little bit of sweat. He truly is the Iron Stomach. And then Benson eventually does wake up, and the iron makes the Mississippi Queen, which is just the hottest drink ever, and sends Benson, Mordecai, and Rigby on a literal, like, psychedelic trip. And it's so great, it's visually awesome, and it's all because of the iron making that super awesome drink and creating one of the best episodes of regular show.
Cool. You dress me like a loser.
Oh, you don't like weightlifting singlets?
And number 28 is going to be from the episode Rigby's Body, and it's going to be Rigby's Body Thief, this bodybuilder guy who lost his body because he was working out too hard.
Your body's still good? Well, what you doing in here, dummy? You must not want it. You mind if I take it?
No!
Don't worry, I'll find it.
And he is a great contrast to Rigby, who just lost his body because he was eating way too much. And when he hears that Rigby's body is still out there wandering around, he wants to go and try and steal it. And so he eventually does, and this leads to a very weird visual of Rigby in a weightlifting singlet going like, oh yeah, look at my rig muscles. What, you don't like weightlifting singlets? Oh yeah.
Cool. You dress me like a loser.
Oh, you don't like weightlifting singlets?
And then we just get so many great scenes from this, like Mordecai just being like, Skips, and Skips walks over, flexes his pecs, and he's like, fine, if you don't want to do this the nice way, let's do this the Skips way. Boom, boom. It's just so good.
We tried it the nice way, now we do it the Skips way.
So long, suckers!
And then eventually they have to chase him down, and they're just fighting over the body, Rigby fighting this guy, and they just run over Rigby's body, and the muscular guy flies into a slide and just gets his ass just ridden down a slide onto his mouth. It's so weird to describe this shit. But either way, it's amazing, it's hilarious, he got a fate well deserved for that guy, and he just gave us so many funny moments. At number 27 is going to be the Urge from the episode Trash Boat, and this is one of the funniest episodes in the entire series, because Rigby looks around his room, and he's like, it would be so cool to name myself Trash Boat, after he sees the Urge, and he thinks that the Urge is a really cool name.
Wait, you're not actually considering changing your name to Trash Boat, are you?
What? No, I was just joking.
Then what are you hiding behind your back?
Nothing.
No! Certificate of name change?
Which, to be honest, that's a way better name than fucking Trash Boat, but either way, Rigby's rolling with it, and he just keeps getting roasted and roasted and roasted, so much, though, that he literally becomes famous, and this causes the Urge from the future to go back into the past to try to kill Rigby, so that the Urge can become famous again. And the Urge is just such a funny villain. I mean, he's just chasing them down.
The Trash Boat.
But killing you!
No Trash Boat, no problem!
With a guitar that shoots lasers, and one of my favorite scenes is where they like barricade like this town hall, and he's trying to get in, and he's just going like, it's so funny. It's honestly so hilarious. And eventually a bunch of other artists from the past or the future or whatever, I don't even know at this point, all come back and have this ultimate final brawl with the Urge, and all of them just lasers flying everywhere.
Hey, are you the Urge?
Yeah.
You robbed me of my fame in the future, so I've come here to the past to stop you.
It's just so cool. Definitely one of the greatest villains in the show.
You really don't remember, do you? I'm Frank Jones!
And at number 26 is going to be Frank Jones from the episode Trailer Trashed, and this guy is the genuine definition of committed. He lost a hot dog eating contest to Muscle Man, where Muscle Man won his trailer.
I was runner-up that day.
And Frank is out. Look at Mitch. Some kind of water technique. Using water to mush your food is cheating!
And for years, he became a health inspector just so that he could go to the park, inspect the park, and try to take the trailer away from Muscle Man.
Even this doorknob here, not up to code. This trailer is nothing but a pile.
That is commitment, and this leads to a Mad Max style, like, crazy chase where it's a bunch of Mad Max vehicles that are all dressed like it, all trying to chase down Muscle Man and get that trailer. It's just visually so much fun, and Muscle Man is eventually able to defeat Frank Jones when he tricks him into, like, taking the trailer, and there's actually nothing in the back of the truck, and Frank Jones falls into a pit and literally dies. And at number 25 is going to be David from the episode Gary Synthesizer, and what he lacks in personality, I mean, he's the king of Synthos and all, he's just like, I just don't like Discord, bruh. What he lacks in those departments, he makes up for in contributing to the ultimate visually stunning, musically powered battle between him and Gary. Him using his keyboard to just create beautiful music, combining it with Gary's synthesizer just to create a new form of music that I personally had never heard at the time. And now I love, because it's just so good, the combining like differences in their music just creates such beautiful, I can't even describe it, it's just so amazing, just coupled with the incredible visuals as they're just battling in the sky with music, and then Gary is able to defeat him, launching him into this platform and then launching him up into the center of a star. What a beautiful way to die.
Launch resumed.
Thank you. And it creates one of the best, most memorable scenes in regular show, and honestly the best scene in season 7. It's just that good. So he's a decent villain because he contributes to such an amazing moment in the show.
I have been watching you for years now. bringing your filthy machines into my forest.
And at number 24 is going to be the deer from the episode Camping Can Be Cool. And this one just kind of contributes to the whole like regular show shock factor and just what I love so much about regular show, because you have such a simple premise like, oh, let's just go, just the four of us, let's go camping and just hang out. And you know, stuff just slowly starts to go more and more wrong until this deer that's just been watching them in a bush and you can only see its head reveals that it's actually half deer, half man, and it wants to hunt them.
Right, guys?
Really? Totally, for sure.
Just like Mother said she loved me, and not to follow her back to the city?
Wait, what?
You disgust me.
What? That's crazy. But it's just so cool with him hunting them. We get a great scene where he's keeping up to the car. They smack him in the face with a lantern.
Dude, give me something else to throw at him.
He gets up like it's nothing, is chasing them, and then eventually, you know, a very common deer thing, he ends up getting hit by a truck and dies. But either way, all the moments that we got from him leading up to this was great, amazing, and it's exactly what I love about regular show.
We were just excited. We thought we got a bingo.
So because you thought I was dead, you thought you got a bingo?
And now number 23 is going to be the skunk from the episode Skunked. And in this episode, Mordecai and Rigby are playing bingo, roadkill bingo of all things, where they have to pick up a specific animal, and when they do, they could get a bingo if they get 5 of them in a row. You know how bingo fucking works. And so they find a skunk and they're like, bingo! And they go to try to pick it up, but he's not actually dead. He was just napping in the middle of the road, and he's like, hey! And then just squirts all over Rigby. But it turns out that he's a were-skunk, so Rigby slowly starts to become more and more angry, attacking his friends, freaking out, and turning into an actual were-skunk.
Don't tell me about how I smell! I know it reeks! You don't think I know it reeks!
And so they have to try to find a cure, and this eventually all culminates when we get this awesome brawl between Rigby and the skunk over tomato paste and pineapple juice and all this good stuff, and they're just fighting. It's honestly a really good fight scene where the skunk is using his skunkiness and Rigby's just like throwing him through a table. It's just so much good stuff. It's what I love about regular show. And Mordecai literally crashes into the house using the cart and is able to save Rigby, and Rigby's able to turn back into himself, defeating the skunk and saving the skunk from being a skunk.
Split this.
I love it so much. It's so good. One of my favorite regular show episodes with a very good villain.
No refunds.
And then from the episode But I Have a Receipt, we're going to have the game store manager, who is very determined to not give Mordecai and Rigby a refund no matter how hard they try, and this eventually leads to him summoning them into the realm of Darthon.
No refunds.
Where Mordecai and Rigby have to fight against a bunch of different guys from the Darthon game. It's honestly a lot of fun, and eventually they have to fight the game store manager himself.
The awesomeness repels water.
Fireballs are made of kittens!
Kittens are man-eating tigers!
And the way that they're able to defeat him is just changing the rules as they go to make it in their favor, and eventually Mordecai stabs the guy, and where it just gets really either sad or funny is they go back to the real world and the dude just has a ruler stuck into his chest.
Yeah, we did it!
Oh, dude, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, it looks painful, and he's just like, ugh. And he just looks like he's suffering, and he just drives home, and that's pretty much it. I honestly think it's hilarious, and all the stuff with the Darthon realm was just a lot of fun, visually a lot of fun stuff, and just makes for a pretty good action-packed episode that I could enjoy a lot. So it definitely deserves to be up this high.
Bad show. bad show indeed.
And at number 21 is going to be Anti-Pops, and you could hate me if you want, but when it comes down to it, Anti-Pops is literally just Pops, but bad Pops, and that's why I don't like him that much, especially when we're getting this high up on the list, when we have all these charismatic, super memorable villains that, like, will always be nostalgic-filled classics. Like, don't get me wrong, Anti-Pops is an amazing villain for the final season. He's suspenseful, he's tense, he's frightening, he has the power to erase things. A regular epic final battle is just so good with this ultimate climactic battle, Pops sacrificing himself. All of this amazing stuff happens because of Anti-Pops. But, you know, it's just jolly good show, but bad show. Very bad show. Let me leave a negative review on a website. He just didn't do a whole lot for me, and I think there's way better villains on this list. Some of them are maybe, like, way more underwhelming, but I don't know. Just something about it was never like, oh, this is such a just nostalgic-filled classic, like, final guy to fight against Pops. Like, part of me really wishes that instead of just, you know, a bad version of Pops, like, you could still have Pops be the chosen one, but make just a beautiful, original, funny, charismatic character that just, like, could still be the opposite of Pops, but just isn't, you know, like, genuinely the opposite of Pops, if you know what I mean.
Just come quick, it's Death Bear!
Everyone upstairs, quick!
And at number 20 is going to be Death Bear, and it feels so weird ranking Death Bear above Anti-Pops when I just talked about him. That's so weird, but I don't really care. It's my list. I can do what I want. And Death Bear is honestly hilarious. I mean, the episode starts off just really wholesome. You get some Mordecai and Margaret bonding, Rigby and Eileen just being buddies, hanging out, slowly forming their relationship. And then eventually Death Bear shows up, and he's just a silly little bear that has a cape and a hat, and I think he's so fun. But yet so intimidating. I could appreciate him so much. He's just chasing them down, hunting them down. He eventually gets to the house, breaks in. He's about to eat Eileen, and Mordecai just shoulder checks him through a wall. Eileen! It's epic, it's amazing, and then you have the, like, animal control people arriving, and he just pulls out some ninja moves. What? Death Bear? Where did you learn such things? I guess he is Death Bear, he takes off a dude's arms, and then you have Mordecai just literally shooting a tranquilizer gun, all of the bullets into him, he's tanking it all, and he eventually collapses just before getting to the kill. It's epic. It's memorable, it makes it one of the most memorable episodes in all of regular show, and Death Bear is just so cool. I mean, he's genuinely just a bear, but that makes it that much better.
I hate being fooled. So, it has been great pleasure defending prize by punching liars in face.
And a 19 from the episode Fool Me Twice is going to be Mitsuru Shinehara, and if I'm saying that wrong, I am genuinely so sorry, but he is the game show host of the game show Fool Me Twice. And in this game show, you have to fool him twice in order to get to Baka Blitz, where you compete in this awesome, like, you know, like, multiple challenges, all these obstacles, in order to try to get to the end to win the mystery prize. And we just get this video that showcases that he, like, loves to punch people in the face like a lot, and his punches genuinely kill people, and nobody's been able to compete the Baka Blitz, and anytime anybody fails, they get punched in the face, so he's killed a lot of people.
We have lots of fun on the show, and I may not show it, but actually, I hate being fooled. So, it has been great pleasure defending prize by punching liars in face. Let's watch.
But I think he's so great, I think he's so funny, and Mordecai, Rigby, and Benson are almost at the end, and that's when he's all like, I cannot let you do this. It's gone too long without punching a face, and he reveals that his hand has, like, grown like 3 times the size.
And nobody ever will.
Whoa, whoa! You can't shoot us!
Shoot?
What? And he tries to murder them, but Benson is able to fool him for a 3rd time, so his hand, like, turns on him and punches him in the face, and he falls into the lava, and that's the end of him.
Run! Run!
No! You fooled me 3 times! No!
And just as a little bonus for this one, he also has his little, like, robot sidekick who just, like, kills itself because he died and they got the mystery prize. I kind of feel bad for the robot.
This means I have failed.
Gomenasai, Shinahara-senpai.
But overall, great villain for that episode, great game show host. He was intimidating, he was funny, he's everything you need in a regular show villain.
Doesn't count. Did I get a second chance when I accidentally threw my portable cassette player away 20 years ago? No second chances.
And at number 18 is going to be Ziggy from the episode California King. And first of all, I really like Ziggy because he's an homage to David Bowie and his alter ego Ziggy Stardust, so I could appreciate this a lot. I mean, it was to pay homage to his passing, so I could respect it. And then he's also just a great villain in the episode, with Rigby having to go and confront him on top of Trash Mountain to try to get Trampy back because he should never have gotten rid of it, and this leads to a ultimate final battle with them jumping on a bunch of trampolines.
It's an easy game, Rigby. If you cross the finish line first, you can keep Trampy. If you fall, you'll relinquish it to me.
And one of Rigby's hardest moments, where even with Ziggy's telekinetic powers and fire powers, Rigby's able to stop all of this.
What's first?
And win Trampy back and defeat Ziggy in a really epic moment, and definitely one of the best villains with a lot of personality.
You're literally taking a second chance at life right here.
That doesn't count. Did I get a second chance when I accidentally threw my portable cassette player away 20 years ago?
Okay, I'll never prank your park again! I swear!
And coming in at number 17 is going to be Gene from a lot of episodes. He is just a great reoccurring antagonist, sometimes a villain, sometimes helpful, sometimes whatever, you know? He's just in a lot of episodes, he's reoccurring, he's a great foil to Benson, who always wants to be the best park manager, he just like craves it so bad, and Gene, who is recognized as the best park manager, and we just get so many good episodes with their rivalry, like Prankless, where he just starts the prank war, Chili Cook-Off, where he's going against Benson in a chili cook-off, all the stuff with the Christmas stuff where he like kidnaps them and you think he's gonna help them. There's just so many good Gene moments throughout the entire series, which is why it would be kind of criminal if I didn't give him a high up spot on this list. He's just a good reoccurring threat.
Never! You're evil, Klorgbane.
Then after I defeat Skips, I shall destroy you all!
And coming in at number 16 is going to be Klorgbane, a amazing reoccurring villain. He is threatening. I mean, besides his appearance, he's just a giant baby, which kind of throws me off sometimes, but the majority of the stuff that he does throughout the series is still pretty good, pretty menacing. His introduction in Fist of Justice, where Skips has to try to fight him, but he has broken fingers, so he just beats Skips' ass.
For this moment.
And then Mordecai and Rigby, who are novices, just also kick his ass in a really epic fight. And then, of course, in the episode Skip's Story, you have him killing Desdemona in a very, very sad scene.
For this.
Her literally sacrificing himself just to save Skips, and then Skips' hardest moment, where he literally just starts brutalizing Klorgbane and sends him up into space.
Agreed. No more. No more fear. No more bullying. No more Klorgbane.
Klorgbane is one of those villains who I think works well in a couple of episodes, but he is the one that I wish we got to see more of, maybe one more return. I genuinely think he should have been one of the villains to come back in the finale to help Anti-Pops. That would have been such an amazing callback instead of streaming. Klorgbane would have worked so much better, give him more time to shine, because I think for the most part he is a genuinely really good villain. He may not be as nostalgic as a lot of other villains coming up on the list, but I still think he is one of the villains that works extremely well throughout the entire show.
What? You want to be eaten?
Yes, it is our destiny to be eaten.
And at number 15 from the episode Meet Your Maker is going to be the hot dogs. And when Rigby just keeps messing up, you know, burning all the hot dogs, locking them in a freezer, he eventually stumbles upon living hot dogs, whose one desire in life, their holy desire, is to be eaten. They crave it so badly.
What? You want to be eaten?
Yes. It is our destiny to be eaten.
And so Rigby's like, yeah, that sounds good, okay. And so he takes him out, and that's when the hot dogs literally just start jumping everyone.
Now!
What the heck are those?
Trying to eat them. Yeah, it's really crazy.
stuff's delicious.
Until eventually Rigby squirts mustard on them and they just start cannibalizing each other. Why? But either way, it's really funny just to watch them all start eating each other. It's really great, and they are eventually defeated. And yeah, they're just a really good villain, a really funny villain. Hot dogs that come to life and try to eat you. Yeah, very regular show.
Oh, I need the Destroyer of Worlds. Good show.
And at 14 from the episode Just Set Up the Chairs is going to be the Destroyer of Worlds. And this is one of the like monsters that doesn't really have any, feelings, that works extremely well. It has a threatening presence, a very interesting design, and I can just enjoy it so much. Mordecai and Rigby are just playing arcade machines, 10 in a row! And then eventually they stumble upon the Destroyer of Worlds, and they literally read a note that says, "For all that's holy, do not collect the red wire, to the blue wire connect."
What just happened?
I don't know.
That can't be good.
I don't know, he could be cool.
And they connect it anyway, and this releases the Destroyer of Worlds, who just starts destroying the park.
Get out of here!
Uh-oh. We're here.
It's a special entertainment! Yay!
And they have to create this like giant lemon guy to fight him, and Rigby's able to defeat him in a really cool scene.
The button mashing's working! Finish him off, dude!
The Destroyer of Worlds is awesome. I think he should be a Terraria boss. Regular show X Terraria. I would love that so much. Obviously, don't call him Destroyer of Worlds because there's a Destroyer in Terraria and the Eater of Worlds. So just call him, I don't know, Floating Demon Head. I don't care. Either way, I love the Destroyer of Worlds. I think he works amazing for that episode. And he is just a classic regular show villain.
Summertime, and you know what that means. Gonna head down
What the heck is that?
And at number 13 is going to be Summertime Lovin' in the Summertime.
Summertime, and you know what that means. Gonna head down
What the heck is that?
do some peachy things. It's summertime, and it feels
I have no idea what I'm looking at.
I think the song must have left your head and manifested itself into a physical form.
From the episode This Is My Jam, and he is the literal physical amalgamation of the Summertime Lovin' song because he's heading down to the beach. He's gonna do some beachy things because Rigby started singing that song and he tried to get rid of it in his dreams, and it just like becomes a physical form. So they have to have this awesome epic battle against Summertime Lovin' going up against Aw Snap. Aw Snap. Come to our macaroni party and we'll take a nap.
Louder! Come on!
Aw snap! Aw snap! Come to our macaroni party and we'll take a nap! Aw snap! Aw snap! Come to our macaroni party and we'll take a nap!
It's summertime.
It's visually awesome. It's a lot of fun. We get so many great character moments from our park guys because of this, like Benson revealing that he's a drummer.
It's gotta have a beat.
It's also cool, it's amazing, and they're able to defeat him. But I will never forget that Summertime Lovin' in the Summertime.
Did you come here asking me for fireworks on the 4th of July?
And at number 12 from the episode Firework Run, it's going to be Hector. And I've discredited Hector a lot in the past, but upon a lot of rewatches, I can enjoy him for what he is. I mean, he's basically just a drug lord, but instead of drugs, it's all about them chili rellenos.
I don't think I heard him correctly. Did you hear what he just said?
He said fireworks.
Oh, fireworks.
Did you come here asking me for fireworks on the 4th of July?
And yeah, he just is manufacturing those, and he's putting gunpowder in them, and we get a lot of great moments of him just being extremely crazy. And he has this firework that it's ever lit, he will die because it's literally going to kill them. And later on in the episode, it's eventually lit.
No, the prophecy!
And it just chases down Hector, shooting him with all these firework blasts, blasts him away, and gives Hector one of the coolest deaths in the entire show. Hector, you had a lot of personality, you were charismatic, you were crazy, I enjoyed you a lot.
Dude, take my picture. Oh no, bro.
And at number 11 is going to be the Hammer from the episode Rage Against the TV, and he is just honestly amazing. He gives us so many great memorable moments, especially with his introduction where he just appears, and Muscle Man is all like, dudes, it's the Hammer! Take my picture!
It's the Hammer! He's real! Dudes, take my picture! Oh no, bro.
And just gets slapped, his titties get flicked up into his face, and he just collapses, and this just starts one of the most epic brawls in the entire series, with the Hammer just laying waste to everybody. Until they eventually remember that his weakness is furniture, so they start laying into him. Destroying him, eventually crushing his nutsack. The Hammer's defeated.
Skips, catch!
And he was one of the coolest villains in the entire show. He didn't need a lot of talking. He doesn't really say a single word. He just needed all of that aura, all of that intimidation, all of that strength to make him super cool and give us one of the best fight scenes in the entire episode.
What the?
You ordered 50 pizzas?
Yeah, and hot wings. Get here quick, okay? Your mom's like totally starving.
And coming in at number 10 is going to be the Master Prank Caller from the episode Prank Callers. And he is just honestly so funny. I mean, you have Mordecai and Rigby doing all these prank calls, and eventually they want to go for the big fish in the pond, the Master Prank Caller. And they keep trying his best, and he's basically just roasting them because he is the Master Prank Caller.
You ordered 50 pizzas?
Yeah, and hot wings. Get here quick, okay? Your mom's like totally starving.
And he could switch it up on you too easily. And when Mordecai and Rigby keep pressuring him, he eventually is all like, I'm gonna make you poop a duke, and sends them back to the 1980s.
The 1980s code. They want their cell phones back.
And then we just get this incredible chase scene with the Master Prank Caller just trying to hunt them down. Skips has an incredible moment where he destroys the Master Prank Caller's limo.
Daddy.
But he just bursts out, starts chasing them again, and the only way that they were able to defeat him was by pranking him using tape recorders, and eventually they turn him off.
Loser. No! Now, Rigby! Hit the power button!
Climb inside of him, and it turns out he's just a really chill dude who enjoys pranks, and he becomes friends with Mordecai and Rigby in the end, so what's not to love about that? He definitely deserves to be in the top 10, he just has so many good moments.
Now sign the toy contract, or we'll be forced to use more extreme measures.
And at number 9 is going to be the Playco Corporation. They may not have as much screen time as a lot of other villains in the top 10, but don't get me wrong, they contribute to Brilliant Century Duck Crisis Special in so many amazing ways that I have to put them here. I mean, they're the contributors to so many transformations for the geese and this ultimate epic final battle. That I feel like they had to make the top 10, because without them just, you know, being money hungry, trying to turn Mordecai and Rigby into toys, we wouldn't get this awesome epic battle. They do so much good stuff in Brilliant Century Duck Crisis Special, and they truly do feel like a evil, greedy corporation, and I think that's why I enjoy them so much, and it's just coupled with how epic the episode is, which just contributes to me wanting to put them this high up on the list.
They're highly territorial, warlike birds. Luckily, I got a couple guys who'll be taking care of the problem.
And at number 8, it's going to be one of the most iconic villains in the show, the Geese. The Geese have two major main episodes in the series, and both of them are just astonishing. You have a bunch of full-grown geese where they're just being absolute assholes, attacking Pops, attacking Mordecai and Rigby. They're just being a bad show. A very, very bad show.
Hey, quit it! Ugh, it smells like rotten egg!
and Mordecai and Rigby are trying their best to get rid of them, so they eventually call the baby ducks, and we just get this awesome epic brawl between the ducks and the geese, and the ducks are able to defeat them. And then they come back later in Brilliant Century Duck Crisis Special, and we just get so many awesome fights, awesome transformations, with them just becoming, you know, Moto Cassowary X.
Duck Extreme! Fusion mode, ready to fight!
Hyper Duck Extreme? Really? That's all you got? Moto Cassowary X!
And then Lunar Cassowary X!
Luna Cassowary X, Omega Warrior.
Just so many incredible transformations and amazing fight scenes, so many references to a bunch of different shows, and the geese are the main cause of that. And one of the best villains in the entire series.
Coffee, 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 coffee.
Ah, cool, a contract. Let's sign it.
Coffee, coffee.
And coming in at number 7 from the episode Caffeinated Concert Tickets is going to be Coffee, 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 Coffee.
Fist pump.
Coffee, coffee. Coffee? Greetings, fellow fist pump fans.
It's going to be the giant coffee bean and his translator. These are definitely one of the most memorable villains in the entire show. I mean, they're just honestly so iconic. Caffeinated Concert Tickets is one of my favorite episodes in the entire series, and it's definitely because of this giant coffee bean coming out of nowhere. Mordecai and Rigby sign the contract, and he's just like, coffee! And just squirts red coffee into their mouths from his nipples. It's so funny.
Coffee, 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 coffee.
Ah, cool, a contract. Let's sign it.
Coffee, coffee.
And then later on, we get this awesome just chase scene with them trying to, you know, steal the tickets from Mordecai and Rigby while they're on a lawnmower. It's just so good. It's awesome. It's so memorable.
Give us the tickets!
And they're just such a funny concept and just such a funny villain for this episode that they make this episode one of the best in the entire series. It's just so good. They're so funny. Coffee, coffee, coffee.
What do we do, boss? We do what we were made to do. Show these folks a fun time.
And coming in at number 6, it's going to be the Capicola Gang from a couple episodes in the series, but I'm mainly going to be looking at Fuzzy Dice. And these guys did Five Nights at Freddy's before Five Nights at Freddy's did Five Nights at Freddy's, okay? You have animatronics coming to life to steal the fuzzy dice that were just won by our park guys.
These to Pops.
Sorry, but you ain't giving nothing to nobody.
Excuse me?
Oh, what?
We get a awesome chase scene. They're
Back off, creep!
They're just so cool. Apparently, they put a bunch of diamonds in the dice from a heist a long time ago. And just to top it all off, we get a awesome shootout, which guns, they were not a prominent thing in children's cartoons, but regular show is just like, let's just go all out.
Well then, I guess it's showtime!
Gun!
We get snipers, miniguns, rocket launchers, all fighting against these animatronics, and they all die in such cool ways. That I cannot just rank it any lower. I unfortunately can't rank it any higher, but it's just so amazing. It's one of the most memorable scenes in the entire show. It's one of the most badass scenes in the entire show. It's just honestly so good, and it's all because of this bear, duck, and even fatter bear, I think. I don't know. Either way, I love it.
Your soul is mine!
And at number 5 is going to be a reoccurring villain throughout the entire show, one of the most iconic, and that is Death. Death is sometimes a friend in the series, but the episodes where he decides to be more villainous are some of the best in the entire show. I mean, first of all, you have Skip Strikes, where he's just trying to, you know, trick Skips, con Skips into just backing out of the bowling tournament.
They wouldn't respect the Skips I know. What are you talking about? You know that I know that you've been lying to them for a long time. We wouldn't want our little secret to come out now, would we?
So that he can get a guaranteed win. And then you get the awesome ultimate climax with Skips coming in to save the day, bowling that that final bowl, Death is trying his best to stop him, and yeah, Skips wins. Everybody gets to keep their souls. It's just a great moment. And then you have the episode Over the Top, where Skips kills Rigby, but then he has an arm wrestling match to the death. If Skips loses, his soul is going to go away against Death. It's visually stunning.
Your soul is mine!
It's so amazing. It's just one of the best moments in the entire show. Just Skips arm wrestling him in this vortex. It's so awesome, and Skips is able to beat him.
No! How is this possible?
Death is just so charismatic, he's charming, he's cool, he's just such a cool character. I love what they did with the concept of Death in the show, making him this actual personality. And just to, you know, as a little bonus, I mean, he has a whole family, he's got a wife, he's just living his life doing his best, and I can appreciate that, and that's why he's number 5 on this list.
Crew's coming at you, say it twice, don't forget it. Y'all better catch up to where we're at.
And coming in at number 4, it's going to be Crew from the episode Wrap It Up. You have Childish Gambino spitting some bars.
Crew's coming at you, say it twice, don't forget it. Y'all better catch up to where we're at. You're behind the times, can't compete without your rhymes.
Tyler, the Creator, spitting some bars.
Blitz Comet on the scene. You step to me and you're gonna get cream. Corn all up in your teeth, you reek.
And MC Light also spitting some bars.
You guys are like spoiled hams in a can, super bland. Expiration dates overdue.
And they are just so good in this episode. They're going up against Pops, Mordecai, and Rigby, who are using poetry, and I honestly just love every single scene where they're rapping. It's just so memorable. It's so good. It makes it one of the most iconic episodes in all of regular show, and just having all of these guest artists just makes it all the better. Instead of just some random voice actor doing it, getting actual professionals to come in and just spit some bars just makes it so good. We get so many visually good moments with them actually like rapping stuff into existence, like physically changing their opponents and all that.
What are you, a rat, a squirrel, some kind of fat meerkat who thinks he's rad? And look at that, your girlfriend's dropping words absurd again.
It's just so good, and I know that they lose, but in my heart, they won because they were doing so much better than Pops, Mordecai, and Rigby's poetry ever could. It just made the episode so much better, and that's why they're earning the number 4 spot.
It didn't have to end this way, but you ruined my dream. If we made a box for everyone, then no one would be fighting over them. Did you ever think of that?
And coming in at number 3, it's going to be Quilgan the Elf from the Christmas special. And if there was any villain in the entire show that actually is just, you know, the embodiment of somebody evil with incredible motives, incredible reasons for what he's doing, it just makes it all the better when you have a villain who actually has a reason to be doing what he is doing. And that's why I can appreciate Quilgan, who is on a hunt to destroy Christmas forever because Santa destroyed all of his work, and he just has such an incredible introduction where it's just shown this masked man stealing something and he just shoots Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas, Santa Claus.
What a crazy way to open this episode. And then you just have Quilgan's hunt for this box that gives you anything you could possibly wish for throughout the episode. It's tense, it's scary, it's thrilling. It just gets you so hyped up for what's ever happening, and it gives you one of the best Christmas specials ever.
This thing done and go home.
Not so fast.
What? How did you?
I used the stairs.
And then you have that final ultimate climax with Mordecai and Rigby battling Quilgan while Quilgan is about to destroy Christmas, knocking him into a lava pit while they're just free falling down.
One push of this detonator and it's all gone.
No! Mordecai! Rigby, no!
Fighting over this box while Quilgan is trying to destroy everything, and Mordecai and Rigby are just trying to save Christmas. The beautiful Christmas song in the background, all of it is just so epic, and they're able to defeat Quilgan by knocking him into lava. And he is by far one of the greatest villains in the entire show. His motives, his presence, just everything about him was incredible, and that's why he is earning the number 3 spot. And coming in at number 2 is going to be GBF from the episode High Score, Garrett Bobby Ferguson. He is just so iconic. I mean, not only is he kind of making fun of Billy Mitchell for all of his gaming stuff and his cheating and gaming stuff, but it just makes it all the better that Billy Mitchell sued them over this, because GBF is just such a funny character. Like, why would you even bother to sue over this? He appears in a green floating light and he's just a floating head, and he's just like, oh yes, stroke the beard of Garrett Bobby Ferguson.
Now who holds that record again? Oh yeah, me! Yes, go ahead. Stroke the beard of Garrett Bobby Ferguson.
And then we just get this incredible scene of Mordecai and Rigby going up against GBF for the high score in Broken Bones. It's just so much fun with just all of these like awesome montages of them playing the game, Garrett Bobby Ferguson trying to trick them and being like, I lost my wife because of this game, I need the high score.
I've devoted my entire life to Broken Bones. I've played so much my wife left me.
And it turns out that he was just playing them all along to try to make them lose, but Mordecai and Rigby get one more turn and they're able to defeat GBF, kicking him in the chin.
Get off! My chin!
And winning and getting the high score in Broken Bones, and he's just like, no, and just explodes. So iconic, so memorable, one of the best episodes in the entire show, and I honestly think Garrett Bobby Ferguson is by far one of the most memorable villains out of all of the other ones on this list, so he has to earn the number 2 spot, just shy from number 1.
Junior! You just broke the universe record for disappointing your father!
And at number 1, it's going to be Garrett Bobby Ferguson Jr. from the episode Exit 9B. He was the number 1 in my original ranking every villain video, and it hasn't changed because I think everything he did in Exit 9B makes Exit 9B by far one of the most iconic episodes of regular show. I mean, you have his incredible introduction where this man that we've never seen before comes up to the park, shooting lasers, erasing everyone's minds.
You won't get away with
Except for Mordecai and Rigby, who go back into the past, and we just get this slow build with, you know, some moments of him abusing Benson, abusing Thomas, and we still are just wondering, who is this guy? Why did he destroy the house? Why is he building this highway? And then eventually he kidnaps everyone, and it's revealed when he just removes all of his clothes that he is Garrett Bobby Ferguson Jr.
But we don't even know you!
Perhaps not in my current form, but maybe this will jog your memory.
And everything he is doing is to just create a tunnel, a portal to hell to get his father back and all of the enemies that they have faced before, and he accomplishes this.
Oh no, bro.
This is bad.
Which leads to one of the most epic battles, debatably the most epic battle in all of regular show, where you have everyone from the park and all of their like friends, who isn't a lot, going up against every villain that they've ever went against before this. It's so epic, it's amazing. We just get so many great scenes from this, and I just love it so much, and it's all because of Garrett Bobby Ferguson Jr. And then eventually you have the scene where Thomas has his heroic moment, throws coffee on him, and they're able to trick him, sign that document, which sends everybody back to hell, killing everyone. His father explodes right in front of him, leading to Garrett Bobby Ferguson to also explode, like father, like son.
Junior! You just broke the universe record for disappointing your father!
And he is by far one of the greatest villains that gives us one of the most iconic episodes in all of regular show, and I don't think my opinion can ever really be swayed on him being the greatest villain in the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. We're hitting a little jig about it. I got plenty of good content on the way that you don't want to miss. And yeah, 20,000 subscribers, Benson, cosplay, you could enjoy that. I have a Discord, link in the description. Yeah, stuff like that. We'll see you in the next one.